Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for WWE Aftershock in 3, 2, 1. World Wrestling Entertainment Discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to WWE Aftershock, Week 30, Dirty 30. Yay! I'm Owen the Birdman Finch, and I'm here with
Chris.
How does it feel we made it to 30 weeks?
Dirty.
I know. I feel so dirty. I haven't taken a shower yet today, so there you go. I'm dirty like I said I was going to be. I got the Kevin Owens t-shirt on, so it's like, this is great, you know. It's his old school Kevin Owens t-shirt, too, when he first went to NXT, so that's awesome. So,
incredibly dirty.
Yeah, this is a big week, pretty much. Next week's going to be a loaded week, but we're just going to focus on this week for now. We're going to start off by covering, obviously, the WWE shows. We're going to start with Raw from this week, because it'd be weird if we started anywhere else. Raw took place on July 24th, 2023. We had the commentary team of Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves. They were pretty well on... They were pretty good on commentary. They did very nice stuff to each other. Corey Graves was fairly nice on commentary this week, so that's good when he's nice. You know, he's not chasing anybody away. I bet you like when he doesn't chase people away. We had the Judgment Day to come out to cut a promo, and they showed footage of when Dominic Mysterio won the NXT North American Championship at NXT the previous week, and they bring him out. They talk about how happy he is about his progression in WWE. They talk about how dominant the Judgment Day is. Now they rule all of WWE. Dominic Mysterio talked about how he made history last week because he main evented. He's the first wrestler to main event Raw, SmackDown, and NXT in the same week, which is just absolutely insane. That might not be true, though, because, you know, there could have been a tape thing where, like, Kevin Owens did it back when he was doing all that shit, but... you know, we gotta go based on what Dom says here. He might be telling the truth.
No, he's not.
You don't think he tells the truth about anything, though, so...
Nope.
And yeah, they talk about how they're just gonna run Monday Night Raw tonight. And then, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come out. Those excellent Hall of Famers right there. Well, future Hall of Famers, anyways. Absolute awesome people. And Kevin Owens points out, he's just like... didn't we just do this last week? Didn't we come out and interrupt him? And then you talk about how great you were, we interrupted you, and then it led to, like, the match, and we just put you right in your place and all that type of stuff. And Kevin Owens is like, I swear, this feels like deja vu. I swear we did this last week. And Sami Zayn says that you're right. You guys, Dominic Mysterio, you did win a championship. However, we still don't have any respect for you. And Sami Zayn challenges Dominic Mysterio to a match tonight and says that, you know, we have to make this fair like you guys wanted fairness. He wants the match to be for the NXT North American Championship. And Dominic Mysterio, actually, Rhea Ripley accepts on Dominic Mysterio's behalf. And that was the end of this segment. This segment was awesome. I thought it was great stuff, you know, everybody in this segment is excellent at what they do, so this was just awesome stuff. What did you think of this?
I thought the segment was good. It was a good segment. At the end, though, they show a little no nuts was not happy that Rhea made the match.
Yeah, it's not good. Then we had the first match of the show. It was Becky Lynch versus Zoe Starks with Trish Stratus inside. And if Becky Lynch won, she would face Trish Stratus at SummerSlam. And if she lost, she must thank Trish and have it tattooed on her. Really solid match here. Very back and forth. The heels try to cheat to win, but it doesn't work. And then eventually Zoe Stark goes to hit some type of missile, some type of springboard move, but Becky Lynch counters it into the manhandle slam and wins the match and now she's gonna face Trish Stratus at SummerSlam. I'm glad this match didn't main event because I was worried that was gonna happen. Thank God it didn't. This match was good stuff. Becky Lynch winning was the obvious outcome and the right outcome, and let's just hope that this match, Becky just beats Trish at SummerSlam, and this is the end of this. We don't have to see this anymore. What do you think of this?
The match was fine. Yeah, I'm just happy I don't see it. I don't have to see it ever again.
Well, we don't know that yet because they could have Trish just win. They could have that happen, or they could do the whole thing where Lita comes out and prevents the interference, and we get the tag match at Payback. Like, no, we don't need any of that. Just have Becky win, and it's over. That's it. It's done.
Yeah. I'm done. I'm done being tortured.
Yeah.
Please stop torturing me. I'm done. It's awful.
Yeah.
I'm done with this stupid story.
You ever notice Trisha's heel run? You ever notice Trisha's heel run is good when she doesn't cut a promo? Just want to point that out right there.
Just all this is not good ever. Like it's just terrible.
Yeah, and then they did show backstage on an Instagram video that there was some dissension between Trish and Zoe Stark. So I think that's gonna happen. I think Trish is gonna lose, and Zoe Stark will turn on Trish Stratus, and it'll be the end of this, which is good.
Thank God.
Yeah, I think everyone wants that. Then Cody Rhodes comes out to cut a promo. He cuts a good promo here. He talks about Brock Lesnar some more. Talks about how he beat him up in front of his family. And that was long raised him to be the kind of man that he wants to be proud of. And he said that at SummerSlam, he's not going to beat Brock Lesnar and even the score. Or, not even the score necessarily, but, put a damp on the rivalry. He's going to embarrass Brock Lesnar. And that was basically it. This was good stuff. I feel like this feud's getting really stale now, though. Like, we've seen this before, where essentially it's very rinse and repeat. So, but I thought Cody cut a well enough promo. But yeah, I'm glad this feud ended soon because it's getting pretty stale. What do you think?
Yes. It was a good promo, but it's just it's getting a little stale. It's just this. There's only so much you can fucking do.
Yeah.
Before Brock shows up. Like, essentially, Brock doesn't show up every week, so Cody's going to keep cutting a promo. The promos are fine, but it's like, alright, what the fuck is the stipulation? Can we fucking have the stipulation announced like we were supposed to have 3 weeks ago? Can you please just announce the fucking stipulation already?
That's not happening, buddy. Ricochet gets interviewed, and he's sick of Logan Paul being late, so he's just going to wait for Logan Paul until, he comes out there. I noticed Jackie Redmond loves interviewing Ricochet. Like, that's the main person she interviews. I don't know what's going on there. Something's up there, but...
Star power.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, this was good stuff. I thought Ricochet cut a decent promo here. What do you think of that?
I liked it.
He cuts a better one later, but this was pretty good. Then we had the NXT North American Championship match. It was Sami Zayn with Kevin Owens challenging Dominic Mysterio with Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. I almost said Damian Priest again. I don't know why I keep doing... I don't know.
Damian.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep doing that, but this was an excellent match here. Very good stuff. Yeah, just absolutely awesome. During the match... when Sami Zayn goes to go to the top rope, he gets shoved off by Damian Priest, and then Kevin Owens attacks Damian Priest, and this causes him to be ejected, and obviously he's upset about this, so then the ref just ejects Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley to keep the match fair. And the match continues. It's really excellent stuff. During the match, Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest bring out Kevin Owens, who's been beaten down backstage, and this distracts Sami Zayn long enough for Dominic Mysterio to get a roll-up, and he holds the tights for the win. He retains the North American title. I thought this match was excellent, though. I like the storyline angle that they did here, and yeah, I think the right person went over here. What do you think of this?
I thought this match was really, really good. Yeah, and it made sense for Eddie Guerrero from Walmart to win. Walmart brand, great value brand, Eddie Guerrero to win.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I mean, I thought the match was good. Cheap chicken shit win, keep the title. And yeah, Kevin Owens is actually legitimately hurt. So
Yeah.
that's why they did that angle on the ramp. So kind of sucks, but what can you do?
And backstage, it even shows that, it's also being attended to backstage. I kind of had a feeling something was up just because Kevin Owens didn't take any bumps on this show. We do find out Liv Morgan's legitimately hurt. I'm going to guess Kevin Owens' injury is worse than Liv Morgan because he couldn't even take a bump on this show type of thing. So I hope it's not a serious injury. I hope it's just like he's going to be out for at least a few weeks.
Might be like a rib injury or something because the way that they did the attack on the ramp, he was kind of selling his ribs a little bit.
Yeah.
So it can either be some sort of like a rib injury, which could be long-lasting at times because ribs don't fucking heal in a week.
Yeah, so I kind of hope they might vacate the belts because of that, which I wouldn't complain about, I guess, if shit happens. But I kind of hope, like, it is just for a few weeks and it could be something where, like, they can keep the titles at least for a few weeks. Because I think, I don't know how long the injury's been going on, what he got the injury from. They have been going ham recently anyways with all the title matches. They stuff across house shows, SmackDown and everything like that. They've been working basically a full-time schedule. Like, even though there's the brand split, obviously they can't keep the stuff. Obviously they can't really follow the brand split rules because they're the tag champs. They have to go to every show. So
yeah.
And they've been pretty much going hardcore. Like I think Kevin Owens has wrestled probably the most matches out of anybody else. Him and like Sami Zayn. I think Kevin Owens has wrestled more matches than Sami Zayn though, just because Sami Zayn really didn't start wrestling like full time until he left the Bloodline pretty much. So it'll be interesting to see like if they can come back from this. If they did have to vacate the titles, I would do either a tournament or a battle royal to crown the new champions. Obviously, the tournament would be the one I prefer. And you might call me crazy. If they have to drop the titles, I would have Alpha Academy become the new tag team champions. I think they deserve a tag title run at this point now. So.
Oh, they do.
I would have like the finals come down to like Alpha Academy versus. I'm trying to think of a big heel team on SmackDown. I could say the Usos, but I feel like that would be. I feel like then the Usos would have to win, and I don't think the Usos should be the champs for a while. So
yeah, considering the fact that it's not even like 4 months since they lost them.
Yeah, I would do
bigger thing now that they're in a bigger program now that doesn't need the titles.
Yeah, I would do either versus Imperium or I can't even think of it. I was gonna say Pretty Deadly, but we can't do that because one of them's hurt. So
Judgment Day.
Yeah, Judgment Day would be a nice shout. So there you go.
You could do Finn and Damien.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that you could throw into the mix to face. Let's just hope though that Kevin Owens can just bounce back from this injury. They don't have to drop the titles, type of thing though. So
yeah, just hope it's a few weeks and he's good to come back.
Then we have Shinsuke Nakamura backstage. Ricochet comes up and asks him if he's seen Logan Paul, and Shinsuke Nakamura says that he hasn't, and Ricochet wants him to let him know if he has. Then Tommaso Ciampa comes up and said that he's going to let last week slide because he realized he got involved in this business, but if you get involved in my business tonight with Bronson Reed, he's not going to let it slide. And Nakamura gives like the smile and acts like he's going to stay out of it, but he's up to something here. So then the Judgment Day's backstage. They bump into Apollo Crews and Akira Tozawa, and they ask if they have a problem, and Akira Tozawa's afraid of Rhea Ripley, so he's like, no, and Apollo Crews stands up to the Judgment Day, so it leads to a match later between Damian Priest and Apollo Crews. I like these backstage segments. What do you think of them?
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, they were good stuff.
They were good.
They weren't nice segments, but they were good segments.
Yeah.
So. Then we had Bronson Reed versus Tommaso Ciampa. This week they're calling him Big Bronson Reed. There's a report that came out this week that Vince McMahon's been trying out a lot of nicknames. Some have stuck and some haven't. Obviously, I think the ones that haven't stuck, I think they haven't kept, but I think the ones that stuck is obviously Dirty Dominic Mysterio and Big. We don't know if Big Bronson's gonna stick because I think this is the first time he's been used that name. So if it doesn't have, but that's why we've heard a lot of these nicknames. Like I think they tried the Chaotic Sami Zayn or something, and it hasn't worked. And then so that does show a little bit that Vince doesn't have as much power as he did because Vince was still very much in creative. These nicknames, he would fucking ram them down your throat type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, this was really good stuff here. I like this match between Bronson Reed and Ciampa. I thought it was a hell of a match. Eventually, Nakamura comes out, and this distracts Ciampa at one point to the point where Bronson Reed hits a shoulder block from the apron, followed by the tsunami, and Bronson Reed beats Ciampa. And, that was it. I like this, though. I'm okay with Ciampa losing here. He needs to get a win soon, though, because I've let it slide for a little bit. And I think it's time for him to get a win soon. I think when Nakamura and Ciampa have their match, Ciampa probably needs to win that match because he's going to lose a lot of steam if he just consistently loses. But again, I'm okay with it just because they're trying to build something with Bronson Reed. And I think he needed a win just because I don't think he's had a big win in a while. So, yeah, what did you think of this? And what do you think about what's going on with Nakamura? Is it a heel turn, or what do you think's going on?
I think it's a heel turn. It could, and I think it is. But again, we'll see. He could just be with it more like a tweener, but I think it's going to be a heel turn. Yeah, it's Big Bronson Reed, so
he's big.
He's big. He's Big Bronson.
Anything else? Anything else? What are your thoughts on the match?
I thought it was a good match too. It was a really good match. Yeah, no complaints. Two good workers.
Again, no DIY reunion coming anytime soon. Because why would you want to do that? It's just why would you want to do that? Why would you want to put one of the best tag teams in NXT together? Like, why would you want to do that? I don't get that.
Who the fuck would ever want to do
that? People that are good, people that are nice. Then Liv Morgan gets interviewed. She talks about how she wants to take out Rhea Ripley for what she did to Raquel Rodriguez. We find out Raquel Rodriguez has a knee injury, at least kayfabe-wise anyways. And she said that she's going to, when she comes back, she'll take out Rhea, but she wants her chance first. And she says, watch her. And then Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville come up. They're upset with Byron Saxton that they didn't get a championship celebration, and the fact that he's interviewing Liv Morgan about Raquel when they beat them last week. And I like Byron Saxton's response here, where he's like, "Well, I tried to interview you guys last week, but you guys just shut me off pretty much." It's like, yeah, Byron, you stand up for yourself, buddy. I'm so proud of you. So proud of him.
Good boy.
And then they just basically leave. They I don't know, like they didn't like that. So good on Byron here. He owned them. Like, this was awesome. He actually finally gets to get the last word. I'm so happy for him. I don't know what the chance of doing there. They didn't have a match or anything like that. They were just there, but it's whatever. But what do you think of this? I was happy for Byron here.
I loved it. It was great. Byron stood up to him.
And then I think Rhea Ripley came over. And
because Rhea Ripley came over and she cut a promo, and they were talking, because Chelsea was talking crap about Rhea.
Yeah.
And then Rhea came into frame, and then they just were like, champ, and then walked away, all scared.
Yeah. And then she said that she warned Liv and Raquel to not get involved in the business, and she said that she dealt with Raquel, and now tonight she's going to deal with Liv. So then we had that match. It was supposed to be Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley completely blindsides Liv Morgan, destroys her, takes a chair and stomps the chair onto her shoulder twice. And Rhea Ripley stands tall. The reason they did this is because Liv Morgan's also hurt.
No. It's a movie role.
Okay. So there you go. So that was a false report then.
Yeah, Sean Ross Sapp reported it being a movie role.
Okay. Someone reported that one.
So if it's wrong, blame it on him.
Okay. I don't. But yeah, so they had to write Liv Morgan off to do a movie role. I liked this though. I like the attack here. And yeah, it just gets Rhea Ripley over more as this badass that just can go out there and destroy anybody. So, what'd you think of this?
I would prefer a match. It had been months since Rhea Ripley actually had a match. Then they decided to just cut it, not have it. I was like, okay, seems fucking bizarre to me. Your women's champion hasn't defended a title in 7,000 years, so let's just have her pretend like she wrestles now.
Well, neither's Roman Reigns.
But Roman Reigns has been wrestling. I can't even tell you the last time besides this week that Rhea actually wrestled a match.
I think Natty.
Like a month ago? 2 months ago?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been forever since she wrestled a singular match.
I mean, we can't.
She's just, in my opinion, she's just not been. I mean, she's not been that great of a champion. They've been focusing way too much on her being Dom's love interest on her actual career. It's been fucking stagnated for the longest time.
And now she has no opponents because I think she's taken out everybody too.
Unless if they're gonna do something, I don't know. Her title run's not been good.
Yeah, it hasn't been the best. I don't think it's been bad, but I think it's been kind of stale a little bit. She hasn't had the most credible opponents either. So that's kind of been what it was. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. After this, doing the exclusive, Lyra Valkyria challenged her to a match on NXT, which I was happy about. So there you go. Then Ricochet.
They're actually going to have a match? Shocking.
They did.
Do that with Rhea Ripley.
Then
I thought she was just a fucking fuck toy for Dom Mysterio.
I guess not. Then we had Ricochet come out to cut a promo. He cuts an excellent promo here talking about Logan Paul and how Logan Paul doesn't care about this business. How he basically jumped the shark and used this to big league everybody. And Ricochet used hard work and dedication to get where he was. It was really good stuff. Logan Paul ambushes Ricochet from behind. And then, he has his cell phone out and he's taking footage of it. And in frame, Ricochet just pops back up, attacks Logan Paul, hits a super kick onto him. And he hits a stand-in front moonsault onto him. And during this, Logan Paul still had his phone, he was holding it so he could film all of this. And afterwards, Ricochet says that he'll see Logan Paul at SummerSlam. So, yeah, this segment was awesome. I loved it, and it was great stuff. What do you think of this?
I thought this was great. I loved the fucking the super kick sell by Logan. That was beautiful.
It was.
That fucking standing shooting star press was filthy. Loved every bit of it. That was fucking awesome. That match is gonna fucking rule at SummerSlam.
Oh yeah.
It honestly could steal the show.
Yeah. If it's the opener, then someone's gonna have to steal it away from them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, I think it's clearly obvious with how often Ricochet's laid him out that Logan Paul is probably winning at SummerSlam. It probably should be the case anyways, just because he's lost a lot of matches recently.
Oh yeah, she should. Yeah, Logan definitely should win. I mean, either way, I think it's fine. Whoever wins, either if it's Logan or if it's Ricochet, it won't matter either way. But I think Logan needs to win more than Ricochet does.
Yeah, I think Ricochet will be okay if he just has a good performance type of thing. Like Logan Paul, he's the you can't keep putting this guy back and expect him to be a big star if he keeps losing too. So
yeah, he needs to win. He hasn't won in a while. He hasn't really won in a while, so it makes sense to give her the win here.
Then we had an interview by Shayna Baszler where she challenges Ronda Rousey to a match at SummerSlam. So there you go. Then Logan Paul gets interviewed by Byron Saxton, and he's sick of all this stuff by Ricochet, so he said that he's going to call him out next week. And he calls him Baldy, and Byron Saxton was interviewing somebody. He says, no offense, because you're cool. And then he just leaves. So he was kind of nice to Byron here, at least. He did say no offense, he was cool. So, if Logan Paul thinks Byron Saxton is cool, he must be cool then, right?
He must be.
So what do you think of these segments? I thought they were good.
I thought they were really good. I liked them.
I forgot to put it in my I forgot to put it in my notes. But earlier in the show, Alpha Academy did a promo. I don't remember when it is. I don't know how I forgot to write it in my notes. That stuff just happens sometimes. But basically, it led to Maxine Dupree challenging Valhalla to a match next week, and I thought this was funny because, Chad Gable was ranting about the Viking rules match. Obviously they were going to win. They're Vikings, and he was trying to push for an Academy rules match. And he was, I thought that was great. So then it led to the response between the Viking Raiders, where basically they accepted and all that type of stuff. So what'd you think of those segments right there? I thought they were good.
Yeah, I thought so too. I think that match with Maxime and Valhalla is going to be fine.
Yeah, I think it will be. I mean, she's got the best coach in the world, Chad Gable. How can it not be fine, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Then we had the face-off between Drew McIntyre and Walter. I see. I teased you there. I was thinking about it because Walter did say he likes this name. He's actually a fan of this name now. But I don't know. I feel like I gotta stick.
What do you mean, Gunther?
I gotta stick by my principles here. If I start giving handouts, then you're gonna be expecting this a lot.
He doesn't like Walter. He likes Gunther, so you could say Gunther because he likes Gunther.
No, I gotta stick with my principles. It's about like I said, Walter would be okay if I stuck with my principles. So, but they have a face-off. Walter talks about how Drew McIntyre is trying to ride his coattails, pretty much. He talks about all these failures that he's had, and he says that he's trying to use him to stay relevant. Drew McIntyre talks about how at WrestleMania it was a dream match for him and Sheamus to face off at WrestleMania. At first, I didn't know where he was going with his promo. Why are you talking about Sheamus? He's not even on this brand. But he was able to he made sense out of it. He talked about how Walter took advantage of the fact that him and Sheamus attacked each other and were beating the crap out of each other so badly that he came in and picked the bones. And he said that at SummerSlam he won't be able to do that. Well, first he tries to challenge him for the match on Raw, but Walter wants to do it at SummerSlam. And Drew McIntyre says that at SummerSlam he won't be able to do that because it'll be one-on-one. And Marcel Bartel grabs the mic, and he's disgusted that Drew McIntyre is disrespecting the Intercontinental Champion. And Drew McIntyre points out the fact that maybe Marcel Bartel should be the leader of Imperium. He talks about how he's more of a talent than Walter ever was. And Marcel Bartel takes offense to this, so it leads to a match. This was a hell of a match. This was awesome. Corey Graves really makes this match because he was doing impersonations of Marcel Bartel, and he actually had it down to a T. It was hilarious. He didn't do it the whole time, but he was doing it in and out. I will say this. I really hope that it's just this week he does this. He doesn't make this like a regular thing because I think it could get annoying real quick, but it was awesome stuff. It was to the point where Kevin Patrick was laughing. He couldn't even do commentary anymore. Eventually, Drew McIntyre wins with the Claymore kick. Afterwards, Walter and Fabian Aichner attack Drew McIntyre. They beat him up. Matt Riddle runs out to attempt to make the save, and it doesn't work. Walter lays him out with the powerbomb, and he goes to lay out Drew McIntyre with the powerbomb. McIntyre counters, and he powerbombs Walter through the announcer's table, and Drew McIntyre stands tall. So I like the promo segment here. I like the match. Matt Riddle got his ass kicked, which was awesome. We did find out better. Yeah, we did find out later. I think he was on drugs, just because if you watch his Raw Talk interview, he was just very all over the place. But I will allow it this week just because, like, I'm going to be nice this week. I will allow him to be on drugs this week just because, it's Matt Riddle. Plus, he gets his ass kicked. So, and I just realized it doesn't matter. I don't like him if he's on drugs or not. So, what does it fucking matter if he is on drugs? So,
it's true.
Yeah, so Drew Matt and, the right person stood tall. What do you think of this spectacular segment here that happened?
It was great. I love Matt Riddle getting his ass kicked. He deserves it. And good they're getting put to the table. It's interesting. You never really see him, like...
Yeah, vulnerable.
At a disadvantage in, like, any way.
Yeah.
Or even look in peril, at all. So it was kind of different, and I liked it. Awesome.
Yeah, we have to go back, because I got too excited there. We missed a match. It was Damian Priest versus Apollo Crews. Kind of a squash. Apollo Crews did get some offense in, but eventually Damian Priest just won with the end of Heartache. Crews should have gotten more offense in. This was kind of a waste of time.
Yeah, it is. 100% was a waste of time because Apollo Crews is there.
Yeah.
They don't know what the fuck to do with him.
No,
he's useless at this point. Completely useless.
Yeah. But yeah, again, they were trying to build up Damian Priest, so I can understand what they were doing. But again, it's just, I don't know what we're doing. Then we had Ronda Rousey get interviewed and said that she's not going to have a match with Shayna Baszler. She's going to go fight Shayna Baszler. This promo by Rousey was really bad. It wasn't good.
She's terrible anyway, so...
I can't wait for her to be gone.
On the mic, in the ring, she's just awful.
I can't wait for her to be gone, so...
It's going to be the best thing ever when she leaves.
Yeah. And think about all the...
Celebrating.
Think about how much money the WWE's going to save now, too, so...
They can use it towards other people.
Yeah. Then we had the main event. It was the World Heavyweight Championship contract signing. Adam Pearce was supposed to host the contract signing, but because of all the damage, the Judgment Day had been doing throughout the show, it just, he's too busy dealing with that. It's kind of a lame excuse, but it's Adam Pearce. I'm not gonna, I feel like he was just making excuses for that, That's just my...
No, he won't make excuses.
I don't want to keep saying excuses, because that, I don't want to be like another guy that we know off screen, so... Then Finn Balor, calls out Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins comes out, and Finn Balor talks about how he's been waiting for this match for years, and says that he's going to beat Seth Rollins and win the World Heavyweight Championship. And Seth Rollins points out the fact that this is a lose-lose situation for Finn Balor. If he loses, then he just fades away into obscurity. But if he wins, Damian Priest could cash in Money in the Bank. And, you could lose the title and you would have a shorter reign as World Heavyweight Champion than you did as WWE Universal Champion. And during this, the Judgment Day make their way through the crowd. They attack Seth Rollins, and... Sami Zayn comes out and he tries to even the odds, but it doesn't work. The numbers game catch up to him, and eventually they hit the Damian Priest hits the end of Heartache on Sami Zayn, and then Finn Balor beats up Seth Rollins. He hits the coup de grace on him twice and holds up the title. I like this segment. I made the Judgment Day look really strong, and just really good night for the Judgment Day. What'd you think of this?
I thought this was a really good way to close out. I liked it.
And that was Raw. Raw was really good. I'm going to give Raw a B. Really solid show. The only thing that ruins it was obviously the Damian Priest Apollo Crews match. I would say Cody's promo in the sense that the blocks, Cody feud's getting stale. Ronda Rousey's promo was really bad, and recaps. They kept recapping shit. They recapped.
What do you mean? That's the best part of Raw is the recap.
They recapped Rhea Ripley attacking Liv Morgan 4 times. I think they recapped that
it
4.
just got better each time.
Yeah, they recapped the Bloodline segment again and again and again. It's going to stay at a B, though. It probably just goes up to a higher B because they stuck to the brand split. Nobody jumped brands. And Matt Riddle got his ass kicked. So if you're wondering, it should probably go down because Matt Riddle was on drugs. But he got his ass kicked, so it makes me kind of happy. So, what do you give? What grade are you giving War?
Let's see. It could be an F minus. It
Whoa!
could be,
Wow!
but it's not because I'm not that cruel. It's a B.
There you go.
Wide variety,
Yeah.
wide range of emotions.
There you go. Yeah, you want to take us through NXT?
I guess I have to.
I mean, you don't have to. You could do SmackDown notes.
I could just do NXT and take the torture away from you.
All right, yeah, if you want to do that, you can.
So this week is the go home show to NXT this week, to Great American Bash.
Yeah.
Which is on Sunday. They hyped up a few things on the video before the show, like the Gable Stevenson's what he's gonna do next, what his answer is, or what the fuck it was. But yeah, then they had their commentary team, which is the usuals, which is Mr. Vic Joseph and five-time WCW champion Booker T, Mr. Grunts.
Yep. You had a lot of grunted on this show.
So the show opens up with Dom and Rhea making their way to the ring, and Rhea starts talking about her match against Lyra Valkyria, and Wesley comes out, and he says that he hates the fact that Dominic is champion, and for 269 days he represented the hard work. He put his heart and soul into that championship, which he did.
You did.
And I believe it was hot-shotted to Dom for storyline purposes that aren't NXT related. But it's not. I mean, it's not a terrible idea, but I feel like it should have been on like a pay-per-view. I don't think it should have been on. I would have preferred it better if it was Dom versus Wesley at Great American Bash.
I feel like you just hate Dom. I feel like if it was like, I feel like that doesn't matter because you hate Dom anyways. So you're just gonna hate it just to hate it.
Oh, I hate it just to hate it anyway. Because fuck Dom. But we got on free TV, so it makes it better. And then Mustafa Ali comes out. He takes a few pot shots at Dom and Rhea and at Wesley. And that leads to a fucking brawl between the two of them. And Ali goes to hit Dom, and he misses, and then he connects with Mustafa Ali. And Mustafa Ali connects not with Dom, but he misses Dom and hits Wesley wrongly. So then, yeah, it was good. I like the opening segment. It was fairly good, and yeah. So then Stax and Tony D are backstage, and they yeah. I don't even know what I'm talking about here. Got thrown off. What am I? I'm just gonna... So Tony D'Angelo says he'll never forget the reaction the fans gave him. Okay. He'll never forget the reaction that the fans gave him backstage. That he loved it. He loved the reaction. Couldn't thank him enough for it. And then Bronco Nima and Lucian Price roll up to talk trash. And Tony says that Sunday he needs to shake some rust off, so he'll see them later tonight. Then Trick and Carmelo make their entrance, and they come back from commercial break, and we get footage from Lyra Valkyria challenging Rhea Ripley to a match. and Lyra's backstage and says that Rhea is the measuring stick, and she's not going to just bide her time and wait in the shadows. And tonight, she's going to show the world who she really is. I don't know what she means by that, but she is who she is. Then we have the Trick and Mellow gang and Ilya Dragunov versus the Schism, the stupid Schism. This match was very, very good. And at one point, Ilya Dragunov goes for Torpedo Moscow and hits Trick into the steps. But yeah, this match wasn't bad. I liked it. And Trick and Mellow gang win by pinfall.
Yep.
After Mellow hit nothing but net, which was awesome. Match was great. I loved it. Backstage, there was bickering, and yeah, this match segment were pretty good. I just covered the tag match.
Okay, so finish that, and then I'll go lightning speed on the segments that happened. Oh, okay. So I like the Dominic Mysterio promo. It was good stuff. I just want to make sure I'm still audible first because because I had to mute my mic and stuff. So let me make sure I'm still.
I can hear you, so.
Well, making sure I'm still audible on my audio recording. Hello. Okay. Okay. I gotta do this. But yeah, I like the Dominic Mysterio promo. It set up the triple threat match very nicely. I like the shots that Mustafa Ali was taking towards, Dominic Mysterio. It does seem like, I think he's going to be the tweener in the match, but it does seem like that they're going away from the fact that he was turning heel, mainly because Dom's going to be such a heel that I don't think it really, I think if you turn Mustafa Ali right now anyways, it wouldn't work now just because Dom is too much of a heel to, for Mustafa Ali to be a heel. And, yeah, they've changed that storyline, but I don't mind that. I did kind of like how Dom was, manipulating Wesley and Mustafa Ali to turn on each other and stuff, so that was good. So I thought that set up the triple threat match really nicely. I like that they just did a triple threat match too. They didn't do a thing like later in the night where they had a match and then it ended up being like a WDQ. They just said, okay, it's a triple threat match because it makes sense because Mustafa Ali was supposed to have the title match anyways. Wesley has a rematch and Dom's the champion. Like, you don't need to do like a whole thing.
Tell me what that makes sense.
The Tony D and Stacks interview was okay. Set up a tag match for later. We'll get to that. And then the Lyra Valkyria interview was that was good. I thought it was a nice way to set up like Lyra Valkyria versus Rhea Ripley. And then the 6-man tag was good stuff. Obviously the big thing is the followers attacked them, which we know where that's leading. We've talked about that before. We don't need to mention that anymore. And then, yeah, you realize, by the way, they should just never do a loser leaves NXT match again now, right? Because no one's gonna buy it anymore. So
no one's gonna believe it.
That's great. And then, yeah, I like the fact that they gave Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, and Trick Williams the win, but there was still some dissension in there. To keep it going and stuff. So I liked all that. And then I think we're now on the Tiffany Stratton video package.
Yeah, but before we get to that, they had the convenience store brawl between Roxanne Perez and Blair Davenport before they went to the break there. I thought that was really good. It was kind of reminiscent of like Steve Austin and Booker T.
Yeah.
In from 2002.
Yeah,
I liked it.
It made sense too because Booker T said to do something about it, so it made a whole lot of sense. I liked it a lot. I liked how it was filmed too, where it was filmed on security cam footage because that made a whole lot of sense. There was a critique I have with it. It's not even about the segment. This segment should have been last week, and the interview segment should have been this week. Like they kind of like this again. This was that point B thing that we needed. Like they should have inverted those segments just because.
They jumped to conclusion before they had the middle part.
Yeah.
That seems really weird that they did an interview segment and then they go from the interview segment to this.
Yeah, it should have been reversed. And yeah, now it's going to be a Weapons Wild match. That's essentially a hardcore match, right? There's nothing like what's the difference between a Weapons Wild match and like a extreme? Because that's essentially what that is, right? Like there's no difference.
It's not like different.
Yeah,
it's just different. I guess it's just a different name for hardcore match.
Yeah, I mean, they have all these names.
No holds barred or whatever.
Yeah, they have all these names for like no holds barred matches. Like I don't get it.
Watch them not use any of the weapons.
Yeah. I liked this though. Yeah, it was good stuff. I think it's funny though because Shawn Michaels, he did the media call. You know how they do the media calls before like every pay-per-view and stuff. And he essentially said he wanted to get Roxanne Perez because it was going to be a hometown. That's the only reason this match is happening at the Great American Bash is because it's in Roxanne Perez's hometown. So he's like, it's the
hometown. That's why.
And he mentioned
that's all you need to know.
And there's this funny thing where he mentions that I think she's from like. I think the show's in Houston, but she's from like Austin, Texas, or San Antonio. I forget which one. And her family still has to drive a bit of ways just to come see her. And Shawn Michaels is like, but I'm sure they're willing to go see her. Like he's like reveling the fact that they have to drive out of their way to go see Roxanne Perez.
Inconvenience to them.
He's like loving it too. He's like laughing.
Don't worry, he's gonna turn her family against her.
Because family's technically a tag team too, isn't it? I'd say it is, right? Because that's a form of a relationship type of thing. Again, he doesn't like tag.
He's gonna break it up.
Yeah, he's gonna break up the family. Oh my gosh, you forget that's a tag team. Like, oh my god,
gonna break them the fuck up. because Shawn Michaels in 1991 turned on Marty Jannetty, kicked him in the face, and then threw a glass window. So ever since that day in 1991, Shawn Michaels has hated the word tag team. So anytime it's brought up, he goes, I have to break it.
Yeah.
It has to be proverbially thrown through a window.
I just realized something. That's a sex term too, tag team. I bet too, like when him and his wife are about to, have their time together, they'll all fantasize about it. The second she says tag team, so I was like, oh, I'm turned off now. I'm done. He's just like, oh, I'm done. I'm done.
I don't want to get tag teamed anymore.
Yeah. He doesn't even like that. I don't even think... I wonder if that word's like banned from the house. You can't say the word tag team in the house.
Because it's time, baby. You gotta break it up.
Yeah.
Break it up. Get rid of it.
I mean, I think that's why he was... Let's be real. There's probably reasons he was doing painkillers. I think he was trying to leave the family because he doesn't like tag teams. Like, okay, I gotta find a way to get out of this family because this is a tag team. So...
Tag team family.
Oh, this is awesome.
I've been tag teamed. So then Tiffany Stratton comes out and she talks about how important it is to keep the title in the AL. Don't care. She's winning, so it doesn't matter anyway. Because again, they did the same thing that they did the last time, where she fucking hit her. She gave her the Kimura lock, and then she lost the next week. What a fucking surprise!
Yeah.
And Tiffany Stratton's bringing you to some shady submission and win anyway. So get ready because they're gonna make her the long-term champion, guaranteed. Even though she's fucking the worst wrestler I've ever seen. Pretty bad. She's pretty horrific.
I don't know. Kiana James is worse, I think.
No, she's pretty terrible, but okay, yeah.
Kiana James
Tiffany's
is worse.
Slightly better. They're both terrible.
If I had to pick one, though, I would prefer Tiffany Stratton.
Maybe Kiana James for me, just because she doesn't sound like nails on a chalkboard. But
He said wrestling, though. You didn't say talk. You didn't say mic work, so...
But anyway, Big Body Hottie versus Von Wagner is next, and this is over. It's over. Before you can even fucking say his name, it's over.
Yeah.
Von Wagner just beats the piss out of him and wins with his finisher. And then post match, he goes to powerbomb Big Body Javi through the table, and Braun Breaker comes out of nowhere and fucking spears the shit out of Von Wagner.
He does actually powerbomb him through the table, though. He does actually. He does get that in there, actually.
Good, he should have.
Yeah.
He should have done it. He should have, because Javi deserves to go right back to the house show loop.
That's how this match was set up, actually, ironically enough, was on the house show loop. So, good stuff. I liked this. The funny thing about it is Booker T was like trying to give Javier Bernal like advice on how to take out Von Wagner. Like he said, he said he wanted to see some new aggressive side, and he was saying like he's really liking this kid Javier Bernal, and then Vic Joseph. I think there's like this product that he's been. Because remember that was a big thing he did in his gimmick, and Victor was like, "You're gonna buy that thing?" And Booker T was like, "I don't like him that much." And then he was like, Vic Joseph was just like, "He's not showing you anything right now," and Booker T was just like, "Give it time, Vic, give it time." Oh, there was no more time after that. It was over right after.
There was none. There was none.
And then I like the Braun Breaker attack. I'm just gonna ask again. I guess this guy. I don't think this guy's going to the main roster anytime soon. You know, like you keep thinking,
Definitely not.
you keep thinking like there's a clear way he can get on the main roster. Like he lost the NXT title match. You would have thought he would have been on the main roster. He lost to Seth Rollins. You would have thought he would have been on the main roster after that. He lost to Dragunov. He's not even on the Great American Bash. So yeah,
And you would think that that would happen by it would have happened by now, and it hasn't.
yeah, but
That man's never going to the main roster at this rate.
yeah. But yeah, I'm actually kind of down to seeing him versus Von Wagner. I think that'd be awesome.
I think it's gonna be really good. I think it's gonna be very good. Maybe this might be the last time that we see him.
I don't think probably not.
No, it's not.
He'll probably come back and feud with like James Drake.
In his on his I'm leaving tour.
No, he'll have a loser leave NXT match, and he'll come back anyways. That's
as James Drake.
Yeah.
That'd be the funniest thing. No, that was loser. What the fuck their names were? Imagine if they do a loser leaves NXT match and they just shed the gimmick and come back as Grizzled Young Veterans again.
I would actually like because I would like that actually.
Because they're not going to be the schism or the dyad or anything, and then he feuds with Joe Gacy.
Yeah. Do you ever notice? By the way, the whole thing with Grizzled Young Veterans teasing a split with Schism that's gone now. It's not a thing anymore.
I know, that's so like they had it going good, and then Sean's like, "This is the stable I actually want to keep together."
Yeah. All right, continue.
It's not a tag group.
Yeah, continue with the NXT breakdown.
So then Dragunov walks up to Carmelo Hayes backstage, and Trick Williams is fucking pissed off because he's the one that took the Torpedo Moscow into the fucking steps.
Yep.
He was not too happy about it. And Dragunov says that he likes Trick, and Melo's pleading with Trick to be professional, and Trick calls him a punk ass. And then I thought the segment was good. It was a nice follow up to what they're after the tag match.
Yeah, I thought it was good stuff.
And then we have Gable Steveson coming out to talk about his future. He brings up his credentials, and I will say though, from the promo that he cut, it was pretty good.
It was.
It was a pretty good promo. Like, I didn't realize that he was like this good on the mic already. Like that one kind of surprised me. I was like, wow, he's actually pretty good on the mic.
I think too because he's being himself too. He's not like playing a gimmick or anything like that too. So
yeah, he's just himself, so it makes it a little bit easier. But yeah, I thought he was very fluid, and I thought the promo was really actually pretty good. And then Baron Corbin comes out, and he basically says, you could go back to college, you could compete in the NCAA tournament, go back for your senior year and win the another NCAA championship. You could go to the Olympics and win the gold medal. He said, just don't come to NXT. Because Baron will make him fail, because he said he'd make him fail. he gets pissed at that, and he fucking just beats the crap out of Baron Corbin.
Yep.
Some really nice fucking suplexes. I think he hits him with like an overhead belly-to-belly suplex.
He did.
That looked fucking sick. I loved it. That was awesome. That whole segment was great. I thought Corbin looked really good, and I thought for the first time in an NXT ring in a sort of like wrestling capacity in a way, I thought Gable looked pretty good. And they set up the fact that it's going to be Corbin versus Stevenson at Great American Bash.
Yeah, I like this segment a lot. I thought this was good stuff. The only thing I question about it is obviously why Corbin is the first opponent. I get why he is, because obviously he's the test. He's like the Proving Grounds type of thing. How ironic is that? Because he was on a show called Proving Grounds where he was a dick too. So that's kind of ironic. That's kind of ironic.
Oh, that was the old WWE Network show.
Yeah, if you remember. But yeah, I liked this. I do question it a little bit because Corbin's in the middle of changing gimmicks. And now it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. Like, do you want to have Gable Stevenson lose his first match, but do you want to have Baron Corbin lose since he just... Because he still hasn't really changed gimmicks yet either. He was in like the middle of changing gimmicks, and then he just kind of...
Yeah.
I do wonder how last minute this match was booked, just because, it's just really odd. But I think this makes a lot of sense, though. I think this is probably the best... Like, I think Corbin's probably the best person for Gable Stevenson to face, probably, if he's going to have his first match.
Yeah, exactly. It's the perfect person.
Yeah.
I don't think that Corbin's going to win, but I don't think it's going to hurt him with the loss.
Yeah.
He does lose to Gable because it's his first match. It's Gable's first match, and they put the perfect person to have him work with. Someone who's going to sell for him really good.
Yes.
And yeah, I just don't think I mean, it's not really. It's not a win-win situation because it's again Corbin's like you said, like in the middle of transitioning from gimmick right now, from the Happy Corbin gimmick to the Lone Wolf gimmick to whatever the fuck gimmick he's going to be now, just himself, I guess. But yeah, it's just he shouldn't take the L, but I don't think it's going to hurt him because I think it's going to be a one-off.
Yeah. So we'll see.
But yeah, so Dominic Mysterio. So they come back from commercial break, and Dominic is helping Rhea stretch, and they share a sweet moment before she leaves.
Yeah.
Poor buddy.
There was mention though, by the way, that he wasn't happy about the fact that Rhea Ripley basically agreed to the triple threat match. So that was that's intrigue right there.
Well, that's actually that's true. That's twice that she did that.
Yeah, I don't think
back to back.
I don't think it's gonna lead to anything like anytime soon. Like, because I think.
Oh no, I think he's planting.
Yeah, I don't think because I think Dom should still stay a heel at least for like a while. But I definitely think then we need to get to a point where like Judgment Day and like especially Rhea treats him so badly that he comes to his senses and realizes he made a bad choice, and his father is gonna be there to. Yeah, and he's gonna forgive him because Ray's a good dad. Like no matter what Dom,
Ray's a great dad.
He's a fantastic dad.
Yeah,
and he'll
to Aaliyah at least.
Hey, he did stop wrestling when she was born. He did stop wrestling when Dominic Mysterio was born.
Fuck him.
But anyhow, continue.
Fuck him. That's right. Aaliyah's more important. But I think they're gonna get to this point, like not anytime soon, but they're planting seeds right now.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna happen maybe towards the end of the year.
I don't know. It depends on
the very end of the year, or because I think it's gonna happen. Like he'll turn face like next year at some point.
Yeah, because it can't be this year because he's getting such great heat right now. You can't turn him babyface like.
Because it is August now, and I think that if you keep planting the seeds throughout the rest of the year, I think you can do it in 2024 at some point.
Yeah, maybe like the end of 2024 or something. Like
a big pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Next, we have Cora Jade versus Dana Brooke in a kendo stick match.
Mm-hmm.
This match was mediocre at best. Just fucking shoveling the fucking dirt. right onto Cora Jade.
Yeah.
Just burying her at this point. And because Dana Brooke won for some reason.
I don't get that, yeah.
I don't get it. Just stupid. It's just dumb. This for me, this doesn't make any sense. First of all, Cora Jade sucks as a heel. And on top of being a sucky, shitty heel, she loses all the time.
Yeah.
All the fucking time. What is the point?
Yeah.
It's getting, like, embarrassing at this point.
Yeah, this was bad. Well, okay, the match itself was pretty good. I thought it was fairly enjoyable. It was essentially a Singapore Kane match, which, you know, they didn't call it that for some reason. It's a kendo stick match. I don't know why. Yeah, they used the stick, I thought, fairly well. There was a bit where, like, Dana Brooke body slammed Cora Jade onto the kendo sticks. The only thing that was weird is, like, Kalani Jordan was ringside, and Vic Joseph kept saying, all Kalani Jordan can do is watch. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. It's no DQ. She could just get in there and beat the crap out of Cora Jade. It's no DQ. Like,
a no DQ match. She doesn't have to just sit there and fucking wait.
And then it's a kendo stick match, but yet you could use a chair anyway. So it's essential. So I don't get why they just use the kendo sticks until the very end. Like, it's Cora Jade that introduced the chair to begin with too. So you know that was weird.
Yeah.
And then Booker T was trying to call it, saying I think that's a No, Vic Joseph's trying to be like, I think that's a disqualification. Booker T's like, nah, no DQ. And then he of course Booker T says something when Kalani Jordan gets up on the apron, and Booker T's like, wait a minute, it's a handicap match. What's going on here? It's like, hey, it's no. And Vic Joseph's like, hey, it's no DQ. And then Dana Brooke win and just didn't make any sense at all. Like, I don't get why they had Dana Brooke win. There's no value in having Dana Brooke win. Cora Jade, yeah, this has just been a bad heel one. Like, I think she should just go away for a while at this point and come back as a babyface. I don't know. I say that she'll go away for a while again, and she'll come back as a heel again. Like, cause they've already ruined. They've already blown that moment. So, I said
just needs to be. Yeah. I just think her best bet is to aid Cora Jade in her feud against Blair Davenport, or Roxanne Perez in a feud against Blair Davenport.
Actually, I think our best bet is go away for a while and come back on the main roster as a babyface, because at least she hasn't had this exposure as a heel.
It's just fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Whatever they did with it, they completely fucking murdered her.
Yeah.
Fucking murdered her, put her on the fucking ground, shoveled as much dirt on her as possible. Killed her, murdered her, dead. She's fucking dead.
Yeah.
She's terrible as a heel. It's obvious that she's a fucking very bad heel. But the writing team and Shawn Michaels and NXT don't fucking understand this, because they're so fucking stupid. They don't know their ass from their elbow. It's getting obvious.
Yeah.
She is so fucking stale. Make the fucking turn. She is getting fucking stale. She's been stale. She's been stale for fucking a year.
Yeah.
Make the turn.
Please.
You cannot ruin this asset. She is young as hell. She's about the same age as Roxanne Perez. They're like roughly the same age. You cannot ruin this fucking talent. You have a legitimate star on your hands, and in a future building block for WWE, and you're fucking completely ruining her.
I know.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? Just fucking turn her face the way she should have fucking been to begin with. She should never have turned heel ever, because it just didn't make any sense. Win the fucking women's tag titles and then just give up on it after a week. Made no fucking sense.
If you're thinking about it, that's what we won the NXT tag titles, actually.
Yeah, one week after winning them, you have Cora Jade fucking turns on her and throws her in the throws her fucking title in the trash. Yeah. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah,
it was dead. They were dead at that point. But then you have Carmelo, and again, there's been another backstage segment between Carmelo and Ilya Dragunov, where he says that if Trick challenges him, that he'll break him. and that on Sunday he'll break Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought it was good.
I actually kind of like the fact, like, the different approach they made. Like, Dragunov wasn't acting like a heel. He was definitely a tweener because I think everyone likes Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. But what he did wasn't really heel behavior. He got called out and he accepted the challenge type of thing. So I kind of liked how they kind of took that different approach. Like, he's just doing what any man would do if he gets called out.
Exactly, yeah.
Except Dominic Mysterio, he when he gets called out,
he's
he's just
he runs away.
Yeah,
he's got no balls. He's got no balls. You get in his car and drive away.
Yeah,
you'd see him fucking get called out. You'll see him get challenged, and there'll be like a camera backstage for him getting into a car and driving away.
Yep,
he's got no balls. He just run away.
Yeah,
no balls. So. They're back from commercial break, and Charlie Dempsey is stretching out someone.
Miles Bourne.
And Drew Gulak pulls him aside, and they have a pep talk, and then Damon Kemp comes up and talks about a partnership with Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak, which I'm okay with because the fuck gives them something to do.
Yeah, I hope this leads to good things. I mean, it's tag teams. It's Shawn Michaels. He doesn't like tag teams, so who knows how long this is going to last. I mean, we saw how long Scripps and Axiom lasted as a team. It lasted not even a month. So we have to wait and see what happens here. But, yeah, I hope this leads to good things. I hope this finally turns Damon Kemp's career around because he deserves it.
Finally getting something to do for the first time. It feels like forever.
I know, it's awesome.
So next we have Bronco Neiman, Lucian Price versus the D'Angelo family. And it didn't go very long, I'll say that. Because the D'Angelo family went. But at one point, Scripps gets taken out by Axiom as he dives to the ropes and fucking annihilates him. I thought that was pretty cool, but other than that, the match was nothing to write home about. What a way to fucking for a new tag team.
Yeah,
that they spent a month and a half building up on these vignettes for them to go. Your second fucking match in WWE, you're fucking jobbing out to the D'Angelo family.
Yeah,
it didn't make any sense to me.
But
D'Angelo family obviously made sense because they're competing for the tag titles.
Yeah, and then Gallus do a promo on him afterwards, so that was good. The match I thought was solid enough. I thought it was fairly solid. Scripps was on commentary for it. The commentary was really bad because they wouldn't stop talking to Scripps. It was kind of funny at the same time because Scripps wouldn't let Vic Joseph call him Scripps. He said only people on the street can call him Scripps. And then Booker T, though, was allowed to call him Scripps. Scripps. No, I said
Strip! Let's go!
I said Strips. But yeah, I actually would have been okay with Lima and Price losing if the distraction had led to them losing right away. But it didn't. That's not what happened. The match kept going. I don't get why they did this. We've seen before people have impressive showing when they've lost. You saw it with Neville when he lost to Seth Rollins. You saw it with John Cena when he lost to Kurt Angle in his first match. But they were able to come back from that. This was just bad on all sorts of levels. One, why did you sacrifice this team to the D'Angelo family? This was a team they could have feuded with for the titles. There was all reasons for it. It's just that just didn't make any sense. Why didn't you you had Blade and Anofe that aren't doing anything. Like there's all other teams you could have thrown in here, and you threw the new tag team in there. Because you can't. There's no. What's the point of doing a feud now? This is basically all the stuff they can do in the match. Like
it's exactly. It's done. They're dead.
Yeah. So Shawn Michaels has kind of ruined their potential, I think. And it hasn't been good really since they got to NXT. I know it's just the start, but like they formed an alliance with Scripps that didn't even make any sense, and now they just lost here like randomly for no reason. So Yeah. What a great way to put over this tag team. But don't worry, they're breaking up in probably like a month, so who cares, right?
Exactly.
But and then I thought Gallus cut a good promo. I thought that was good stuff. So there you go.
Yeah, they got to build up the match. I like it. I like the promo. Then you have Dijak in a video package calling out Eddie Thorpe for a match. Didn't mind it. Match is gonna be good.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that match is happening at the Great American Bash, but I wish it was, because that match would be like one of the show steals at the Great American Bash.
For sure, yeah.
That should have been there.
It should definitely have been on the show. I don't get why. I mean, I get why it's not on Great American Bash, because you just called them out.
Yeah.
But you could do something this week where it sets up to them having a match, but again, it's like
it's too hard for
that match probably could use some build.
Yeah, it's too hard for Shawn Michaels though. It would have been too difficult for him.
It's not a tag team; can't break it up.
Yeah, hey, you can make it a tag team and break it up. You ever notice? I think he makes tag teams just so he can break them up.
Oh yes, he does. He's good. He should do that all the time.
He does.
He does it all the time, and he should keep doing it. It's new tag teams. There's no tag teams anymore.
He books the teams. He puts them together and like, okay, when can I break this up? Again, imagine what the bloodline would be like if Shawn Michaels had booked it from the beginning. Oh. Like
3 weeks tops. You get the Usos and Roman winning the titles.
Yeah.
Losing the titles, and then they turn on each other.
No, that's
all in a 3 week span.
And we'll just be sitting here like, what happened? Like, they had something here.
They win the titles 1 week. It's a 3 week reign. It's a 3 week reign on top. They win the titles 1 week. The second week, they lose them all. And then the next week they'll turn on each other.
I think the funniest turn ever has to be, not even, because that was just bad, the funniest one has to be Tatum Paxley turning on Ivy Nile, because they get together. I mean, they had been together for a while, I guess, longer than I remember, but they start teasing dissension and stuff. They don't do anything with it for a few weeks, and then Tatum Paxley just randomly turned after. It was
just out of the
blue. There was just one scene. And there was just
they teased dissension for a week.
There was like one seed planted, and all of a sudden, like it just grew into like the giant beanstalk. That's what it was. Like
it went from one seed to a giant beanstalk, and like in 1 week, it's like, what the fuck? They didn't even do anything. It was like they didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
There was no signs of a fucking turn at all.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's like they were in the dojo.
Yeah.
And I think it was like Ivy Nile said something about like setting this one out or whatever. And then the next week she turned on her. I was like, what the fuck? You that thin-skinned?
Yeah. It makes me think, like, those looks that Roman Reigns and Solo are giving each other that just planted seeds? So Shawn would have Solo turn on Roman next week.
Oh my god.
Right before SummerSlam, too. Right before his big title match.
Oh, yeah. Right before SummerSlam, Solo's going to turn on him and Paul Heyman's going to turn on him.
Yeah.
He's going to have nobody. And then Solo's going to turn on Paul Heyman, and then Solo's going to turn on the Usos.
Yeah.
All in the same week.
The same show.
On the same show, he's going to turn on 3 people.
The same segment.
4 people.
How about this?
4 people.
The same show and the same segment.
He turns on his brothers. He turns on Paul Heyman. He turns on Roman.
Yeah.
All in one segment. That would be the biggest clusterfuck ever. Like, what the fuck is even going on? So they go to commercial break, and then after they come back from commercial break, it shows more of the Roxanne Perez and Blair Davenport brawl at this time at a gas station, and they brawl some more, and the cops roll up, and then Roxanne leaves.
How the hell did they get out of that unscathed? That doesn't even make any sense.
it's it's WWE. Everything doesn't make any
So
sense.
the cops were like there. Roxanne Perez walks out, and the match is still like happening. They don't mention like that that they got arrested or anything like that. Like I guess they just let.
That's the match.
Did the cops just
They're
see?
not gonna have it.
Huh?
That's the match right there. They're not going to have it at the pay-per-view.
Yeah. No, but did Roxanne Perez just walk out, and the cops just see her walk out, and they're just like, "Oh, she's fine. It's fine. It's fine."
Oh, she works for WWE. It's like, we're good here.
And then they see Did they see like Blair Davenport like on the ground? She was probably the one that got arrested. It's like even though she's the one that's on the ground and all that type of stuff. Like, oh, you're going to jail. Come on.
All right, you're going to jail. You're the one that get the piss beaten out of you, but you're going to jail.
And she's like, "Why am I going to jail? It's Shawn Michaels' book, and we have to. It makes sense."
On orders from Shawn Michaels.
He wanted you.
On the orders of Shawn Michaels, the heel automatically has to be arrested, even though she got her ass kicked in both segments.
By the way, when Shawn Michaels let the police force work together, because that's a tag team too.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
Ooh.
that's a tag team right there.
That's the tag team. You know what happens. You know what happens.
Yeah.
They gotta done.
They'd be like in the middle of an arrest, and Shawn Michaels would break up that tag team. Like, biggest arrest that they would ever have too. Like,
They're fucking serial killers. That they got time to break up.
then one of the cops would be mad that he didn't catch the bad guys. He was like, "Oh, we're done."
Oh, we're done. It's over.
Super.
It is over.
Super Kicky lets the serial killer loose so he can catch him.
To kill some more because we're broken up.
Yeah.
So now they have the metaphor. Still don't know what that means, and they're in the ring for the Supernova sessions, and of course, Mr. Catatonic himself, Noam Dar,
Yeah.
in the fucking wheelchair, very catatonic in a vegetative state.
Yeah.
Looks completely out of it. But the only thing that could bring him out of it was a new Heritage Cup.
Yeah.
And he pops up because he's very happy that he sees the new Heritage Cup and he's not dead anymore.
Yeah.
Thought that was really I thought that was really funny. I thought they could have like gone on with Catatonic Noam Dar a little bit longer. I thought that was like the most interesting thing that he's done in forever.
I know. Yeah.
But then Dragon Lee and Nathan Fraser come out, and they call and Nathan Fraser calls them frauds, and then Valentina Feroz and Ulisa Leon come out, and they take him on, and eventually it sets up a match for Great American Bash, which I looked today, and it's on the fucking pre-show. So
Yeah.
it's that.
This was I felt like the segment was good because of the Noam Dar stuff. It was still a decent segment enough, anyways. I'm just gonna say this: we need to get Dragon Lee away from this bullshit. It's funny, but Dragon Lee does not need to be involved in this anymore. Like, we need to get him out of this.
It's bad. It's bad. It's really bad.
It's not bad. It's just bad that Dragon Lee's in it. Like, if it was,
That's what I'm saying. Like that's his inclusion in this is bad.
yeah,
Like he's literally you signed him with all this hype. Like he was wrestling against FTR
yeah,
and for AAA, and it's like you basically stole him from AEW.
yeah,
And what do you do with him? Yeah, he's wrestling on a pre-show about 3 months into his tenure.
yeah.
Why is he sliding down the card? He should be ascending on the card.
Especially because he just did a segment with Rey Mysterio recently backstage where he was talking to him. Like,
Yeah, that was like
it was last week.
doesn't that fucking mean anything? Like
Yeah.
fucking talks the legend of Lucha Libre, and it's like
There's not mentioned on NXT at all. Like,
not mentioned NXT at all, and it's like it almost didn't happen.
yeah,
It's like what the fuck? Like that's a mega rub right there.
yeah,
Rey Mysterio's fucking giving him props. He's looking at him like he's the next big thing.
he could be.
He's looking at him like he's the next big lucha, Latin American star.
Yeah,
And what does he do? At the Great American Bash, no, he's not competing for the heavyweight title.
He's not even.
No, he's not even competing for the North American title. Not in the tag titles.
Yeah.
You know what he's doing? He's curtain jerking on the pre-show.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just happy we're getting a pre-show match, though, at least. You know?
Yeah. But, like, it shouldn't be him.
Yeah.
This is not what you do with one of your biggest fucking international free agent signings in ages.
Yeah.
You do not 2 or 3 months into his tenure, put him on the fucking pre-show.
You realize how bad this makes Triple H look? It makes it look like he just poached him so AEW couldn't have him. And I feel like Triple H obviously had plans for him, but Sean fucked him up.
100%.
Yeah.
He should have never been in that Heritage Cup thing. He shouldn't be in the fucking pre-show.
Yeah.
He got thrown in a nothing match on the pre-show.
Yeah.
This is not what you do with Dragon Lee. North American title, tag title, heavyweight title. Those are the 3 options, and you chose fucking none of them.
Yeah.
You chose pre-show. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's terrible.
What the fuck are you doing? Make up your mind. You want to push him or not? Because it's looking like a bust right now.
And if you're not pushing him, put him on the main roster. He's ready for the main roster at this point, I think.
He is. He has that fucking appeal. They're looking for the next Latin American star right there. And even if you put him in the LWO, have Ray be his mentor, have Santos be his mentor.
Yeah.
Right there, boom. Hype him up as the next Latin American star. Something they did with fucking Sin Cara. Something like you need that.
Yeah.
Like this is it. This is the fucking guy right here. And instead he's fucking curtain jerking on the fucking pre-show.
Yeah, it's terrible.
What's that? Bullshit.
It's so bad. Like, get him out of this.
This has potential to be a big time star in WWE, and he's fucking curtain jerking on the pre-show.
I feel like it's not even just that. He's putting in matches that cause him to fail. Like the Heritage, no more Heritage Cup matches for him. It's done. It's over. Like he can't do those matches.
It's just ruining him.
Yeah.
He came with such fanfare and such hype. The hype was unreal, and then they bring him in. He looks great, and then he gets into the Heritage Cup shit, and it's like
Yeah, he hasn't been the same.
He hasn't been the same since then. Stupid. Dumb.
Yeah.
Take him out of it. Get him out of here. Put him on the fucking main roster if you don't know how to use him.
Yeah. Triple H would know how to use him in a second.
What are these fucking pitches they're giving to him? Like, seriously, this is fucking awful.
Yeah.
Like, so we're going to sign Dragon Lee. And then we're going to, get this, never use him properly. And then at the Great American Bash, he's going to be curtain jerking on the pre-show.
You know,
wow. Look at that.
You know, if Triple H knew this, he'd be fucking bullshit, probably. Like.
Oh, I would be.
Yeah.
I'd be fucking furious.
I mean,
I spent the fucking money on this guy. Lots of fucking money so he wouldn't go to AEW. And what do?
Yeah.
You don't use him.
So don't forget, like, that's what Triple H did with Fabian Aichner. The second he took over, he was on the, instead of doing the mauling gimmick, Triple H was just like, yeah, let me take him. Let me just take him. Let's get him back to where he belongs, type of thing. Like,
yeah, exactly. With a beer.
Yeah.
I can fucking rant about this all day, but
yeah.
Then we get a Chase U segment.
That was awesome.
And Andrea Chase is pumping her up.
Yeah.
In a training montage. I liked it. It was good.
I hate to say this though, there was a thing where Duke Hudson mentioned that under his tutelage, she started doing well. That might be a seed right there that turned into a beanstalk. That might be a seed.
Ooh.
It might be.
It could be.
Yeah. But I like this though. This was awesome.
Yeah.
She should win the belt, but you know.
It's not gonna happen.
You know.
I hope I say that loud enough to where it's actually reverse psychology.
Me too.
He wins. But yeah, so it's main event time.
You forgot one thing. Los Lotharos were backstage from last week, and they were arguing, they were fighting. So, yeah.
Nice.
Another tag team getting broken up.
My favorite.
Yeah.
Yay!
It's a family. It's a family too, so that means that proves right there. Even families aren't safe for getting broken up.
Nope.
Like we mentioned earlier, yeah.
So, next is main event time. It's Lyra versus Rhea Ripley. This match it's the best match Lyra's had, I think, in NXT period.
Probably in WWE period, yeah.
And even in total between UK and the US side.
Yeah.
This match was great. I'm not going to go over it in depth and in full because it's just you just need to go and watch it because it's really good. And Rhea wins with the Riptide. And again, it doesn't hurt freaking Lyra to lose this match because she looked really fucking good in it.
And Rhea Ripley put her over afterwards, saying like, bring this aggression to. No, she doesn't say like, "Oh, you did well," but it's like, prove me right, and bring this aggression to the other matches and all that type of stuff. So.
Yeah.
This was really good stuff. I like the fact that there was no JC Jane interference or anything like that either. She just lost type of thing because, I would have hated that. But, yeah, I'm happy about this. I would have put the belt on the line, but, it's fine that they didn't. But, yeah, I'm happy that they gave Lyra Valkyria the spot. This means Lyra has to win the feud with JC Jane now, right?
Oh, yeah.
You don't just do all this to have her lose the feud to JC Jane, but it is Shawn Michaels booking, so you never know.
Yeah, you don't ever know.
Yeah.
So the hyping up the card for the Great American Bash looks like it's going to be the end of the show, but then Trick Williams comes out and he calls out Ilya Dragunov, and so they're brawling all throughout, and all of a sudden, I don't know where out comes Carmelo Hayes, and he gets taken, and he moves his friend out of the way so that he took the Torpedo Moscow. What a great friend!
Yeah,
what an awesome friend. And Dragunov gets on the mic and says that Carmelo's a man of honor, and that's commemorable. But Trick will be all he has left, and after he takes the NXT Championship from him at the Great American Bash. And that is it. Finito. It was a great ending to the show.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
Fantastic.
And Dragunov's looking a little heelish, but I did like at one point he was just gonna walk away, but Trick Williams kept forcing him to fight pretty much and all that type of stuff. So this was really good stuff. Really good show here. I'm giving this show a B. Just really good matches and really good setup for the Great American Bash. What do you think?
I give it a B too. It goes to some downsides like the tag match with the D'Angelo family.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I thought it was great. It was a really surprisingly very good show.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Let's go through main event now. It took place on July 26, 2023. We had the commentary team of Byron Saxton and Kevin Patrick. They were very nice to each other on commentary. The first match, it's a barn burner right here, was Sanga with Veer and Jinder Mahal versus Akira Tozawa. What barn burner this is.
Fuck yeah.
Sanga dominates him, and he beats him with like a razor's edge type move. And, it just wasn't good. Tozawa needs to get out of there at this point. I feel like he's just never going to be used well. I know a lot of people say you need to have enhancement talent, but Tozawa could just be doing so many better things. He could be in the Impact, killing it in the X Division, or he could be in New Japan as part of like the Super Unit. Like, he just needs to get out of this company. Like, it's been really bad for him, and I don't think he's going to leave just because I think he's, he doesn't seem like that person who would, and I feel like he wants the money because he just had a kid like 4 months ago, and I feel like he just can't take the risk and make less money than he's making. Because then, if he leaves, then he can't work. Then he can't work for a bit, and he's fucked. So it's, just use Tozawa better. Put him in, I don't know, put him in NXT as part of the North American title picture or something. Like, this is just getting ridiculous.
Just do something with him.
Yeah. Like, I get you need to have enhancement talent on the main roster sometimes, but it shouldn't be Tozawa. He's so much better than that, especially like this. Like, this was terrible, and it's just so bad. And then we had And then we had the main event. It was Katana Chance versus Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross won with a high cross body, thank God, and that was that. So, I'm going to give main event a C. It's probably really a C minus, but I'll up it to a C because Katana Chance lost. I'm always happy when that happens. So there you go. Then we have the bump. We had the bump this week.
The bumpy.
They had the same day. We had the hosts Caleb Braxton, Matt Camp, and Ryan Popola. We had the intro. Megan Morant was back. This was the first bump back since she gave up her kidney and all that type of stuff. So they did like a big thing where everyone like gave her a round of applause and all that type of stuff. They did the week breakdown where they broke down all the stuff that's happened in professional wrestling as of late. Alpha Academy got interviewed. It kind of sucked. They did it from the gym, so they had kind of shitty Wi-Fi connection, and you couldn't really. There was points where they were cutting in and out. So, but they kind of talked about their time as a team together and everything that they've done. It was really good stuff. It shows a back to school bash video package that they're doing during SummerSlam, and then Titus O'Neil. He was in studio. He was on there. He was on the bump like the whole time. He talked about like all the charity work he's been doing for WWE, being the like. The ambassador and everything like that, or whatever his job title is. And then he talked about how he actually wants to do some commentary work in the future, which I wouldn't complain about that. I think a lot of people will because they didn't love him on commentary, but I would like to see him do commentary work. And he just kind of talked about doing that, and then, he was just done talking. It was it. And then he asked what his favorite match was, and he said it's either the match where he won the tag titles at Money in the Bank or the first ever tag team elimination chamber match. So, there you go. And then Rey Mysterio was brought on. He talked about what it's going to be like to face Santos Escobar in a match. He was asked about what he thinks about Dominic Mysterio winning the NXT North American title. He said that even though he's not happy with what his son's doing, he's always proud to see that his son's doing well in the wrestling business. And he said that he wished he could call him and tell him how proud he is, but he realized that that's not an option. Poor Rey. He can't even call his son and wish him.
Fucking poor guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve it.
And he said, though, that if he does get a chance, though, he would take that NXT North American Championship from Dominic Mysterio the first chance he gets. So, there you go. He said they'd even do that. So,
fuck yeah.
Good bump. Afterwards, Caleb Braxton announced that she's going to be there in person next week to make a special announcement. I don't know what that announcement's going to be. I will tune into the bump next week to see what it is. It better be a fucking good announcement, like something,
no, it's not gonna
something
be.
big. Sometimes it's going to be like that. They're going to, like, serve pie at SummerSlam, and I'm just going to be, like, pissed that, like, I wasted my time tuning in, but we'll see. Really good.
This is the dessert for SummerSlam.
This is a really good episode of The Bump. I'll give it, like, a B. I enjoyed the interviews. The only thing that held it was, obviously, the fact that they have to do Zoom calls doing, and you know me, I don't like Zoom, so... I don't like...
Zoom, take it.
Let's go over SmackDown. That took place last night. I have to look up what last night's date was. I think it was like the 28th. It was. Of 2023. It's sort of exclusive where the OC talk about how they're going to handle their business with Karrion Kross tonight, and I almost said Austin Aries, but Austin Theory said that he doesn't care who wins the Invitational Finals. He's just going to go there and retain his championship. Then we had the show. We had Michael Cole and Wade Barrett on commentary for it. Jey Uso does a promo. He's already in the ring. Before he can say anything, he gets cut off by the Bloodline. And, Roman Reigns just was like, did you really think that I was going to let you kick off SmackDown? I mean, it's Bloodline business. I'm the one that starts off SmackDown, even though there's been times where Roman Reigns has been there and he's been the main event. So I don't know what Reigns was talking about right there. He didn't kick it off last week, so I don't know what he was talking about. But
I don't know either. What is he talking about?
Roman Reigns talks about that the reason Jey Uso's in the position that he is because of him. He's the one that made him the right hand man. He made him main event Jey Uso. And Jey Uso talked about how everything's all Roman Reigns' fault because he's the one that took out his family. And Roman Reigns then says that it's really your fault that all this stuff has happened. Your greed caused Jimmy to turn on me and me to take out Jimmy. And, Roman Reigns talks about how Jey just can't handle being the tribal chief. He said that if he wins, Roman Jay's not going to know what to do with the championship. But if he loses, Roman's still going to be Roman Reigns. He can still, he'll still have the name value, but Jey Uso would have to have the pressure of being the tribal chief. And he doesn't think he can handle it. And then Jay has a great line where he mentions to Roman that he beat him at Money in the Bank. He was the only one that beat the tribal chief. And he said that he'll do it again at SummerSlam and become the new tribal chief. And then that was the end of the segment. I love this. Just really great back and forth here. Everybody's points made sense. And yeah, Roman looked vulnerable. He looked concerned. Roman. I think his empire's crumbling and he's getting nervous. But don't worry, Roman. Cody Rhodes is waiting for you at WrestleMania 40. He's waiting right there for you, and you're going to be scared, Roman. What'd you think of this segment, though? I liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot. It really drove the point across very well. Jay looked fucking confident as hell, and Roman at the end looked a bit uneasy, to say the least.
Yeah. I mean, Jay could be the one that beats him at SummerSlam, but I think Cody's waiting in the wings. He's waiting for that empire to crumble, and then he's gonna get in there and he's gonna take that championship from Roman Reigns. And there's nothing that Roman can do about it. What do you think of that?
I love it.
Then Jey Uso's backstage. Grayson Waller comes up to him and said that after SummerSlam he's gonna give him the Grayson Waller rub and have him be on the Grayson Waller effect. And he says that let's be real, you're not going to beat Roman Reigns, so you need this Grayson Waller effect. And they start laughing with each other together, and Jey Uso just decks Grayson Waller, and he falls on an equipment case, and this pisses off Grayson Waller, and he just starts throwing a tantrum. I love this. What do you think of this?
I thought this was great. I loved Jay's fake laugh.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And he just slapped him across the face.
Like, this laugh was awesome. Like, they were like...
That was fucking impactful because it launched him backwards.
Yeah.
Better watch out for that fucking slap, Roman. That's a fucking...
Yeah.
It'll launch you.
Did Grayson Waller think he was, serious when they started laughing together? Like, what was he thinking?
He clearly wasn't.
Then we had...
He thought he was hilarious.
We had our first actual match on the show. It was the United States Invitational Finals match. It was Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar. Good stuff. It was really back and forth. Unfortunately, the match gets called off abruptly. Santos Escobar hits a suicide dive through the ropes, and it goes to break. And, the match had to get called off. Ray couldn't continue anymore, so Santos Escobar won. And in 2 weeks on SmackDown, it won't be next week. It'll be the week after it'll be the post SummerSlam SmackDown. He's gonna face Austin Theory for the United States Championship. I like the match for what it was. It sucks it had to end the way it did, but again, I think I've talked about this before. I'd rather see the athletes be safe than end the match like that. If Ray couldn't go anymore, then I'm okay with it ending that way. I just don't get why you built this tournament for so long for the match not to happen at SummerSlam. That doesn't make any sense. You built for this tournament for so long. Maybe this is why LA Knight should have fucking won it, because the match would definitely be on SummerSlam if LA Knight was in it. It doesn't make sense that the U.S. title's being left off of SummerSlam. It's fucking stupid. What do you think of this?
I thought the match was fine. It could have been better, but Ray suffered a legit concussion in this match when they on the suicide dive. He whacked his fucking head very hard on the mat on the outside. And his head fucking just bounced, and he looked out.
Yeah.
From right after it happened, you could tell he just wasn't moving.
Yeah.
And you could tell that something was up, and Ray was obviously at the end. They hugged it out and whatnot. He looked somewhat okay, but yeah, he's concussed. He has a concussion. But yeah, it's kind of sad that it had that match had no injuries happen, and I think that match was going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But for what it was fine.
Yeah. What are your thoughts of the U.S. title match being left off SummerSlam instead it's going to be on the post SmackDown after SummerSlam?
It's kind of funny. Because why the fuck not just have it on the show?
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Is you want to showcase the U.S. title, put on the pay-per-view. You don't put on the fucking, You don't put the Universal Championship on the Raw after WrestleMania and not defend it at WrestleMania.
Yeah. It's just
or
really
the
stupid.
World Heavyweight title, let's say like the Raw after Mania, Roman defended the titles against Cody, and they didn't have it on night 2.
Yeah.
Like, then what's the point?
I know.
The whole point is it was supposed to be on the fucking card.
Like,
why is it not on the card?
What did you do? Like, this whole tournament was, you would think the match was going to happen at SummerSlam. So, I think this definitely proves that Austin Theory's star power is gone then, if he can't even get on SummerSlam anymore. Like,
it's been done. It's been gone for a long time.
But this is, like, evidence of it. Like, and you know, this is why LA Knight should have fucking won the fucking tournament, because you know if he was the one facing Theory for the belt, it would have been on fucking SummerSlam. Like,
he's so irrelevant.
Yeah.
Theory is. It's like, it's a sharp decline. It's not even like, it wasn't gradual.
Yeah.
This thing was like
fast,
up and then down at high rates of speed.
This has been ever since he beat Cena at Mania, honestly. Like,
the worst thing that could have happened for him.
Yeah.
You would think, oh, Cena rubbed. That's great.
No, it didn't do anything for him.
It literally didn't do anything. It actually pushed him not up the card, down the card.
Yeah. So,
for some reason.
It's really weird how that happened. And you realize that's going to hurt Cena's star power, because now anyone that beats him, like, it won't matter now, because we're going to use Theory as an example. Like,
yeah, like, it doesn't, yeah, it's just bad. It's just bad.
Yeah. Then Bianca Belair gets interviewed. It gets interrupted by Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Again, I'm okay with them being on SmackDown because they're the women's tag champs. They can go on any show. And they feel disrespected because they're not the ones being interviewed again. Bianca is. And they talk trash to Bianca and Charlotte. And Bianca wants to wrestle them in a triple threat match. But instead, Charlotte comes up and wants to do a tag match. Bianca doesn't want to do it. But Charlotte says, oh, that makes me want to do it even more. So, yeah, the tag match gets made official. She goes to talk to Adam Pearce about it. And I guess Adam Pearce was just like, oh, okay, that's fine. Okay.
That was so weird.
Yeah. I thought the segment was good for what it was. What do you think of this?
Yeah, I thought it was good, and it was kind of funny. Like, Charlotte came in and was like, why don't we have a tag match? And then Bianca was like, no, I didn't agree to this. Why don't we make a tag match?
Yeah.
And then Charlotte goes, yeah, I haven't made it. Like, what the fuck? When did Charlotte become the comedic face?
That was awesome. I liked that, though. It was awesome.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, Bianca saying no, and then Charlotte saying yes, and then Charlotte leaves, and then Bianca chases after.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not supposed to be funny, but it is.
Yeah. Then we had Ashanti the Adonis with B-Fab and Top Dollar inside versus LA Knight.
Yeah.
Hit Row were doing a bad rap. It's really bad. I think it was Top Dollar too that was doing the rap mainly, and his raps were just terrible. I mean, I'm not even a rapper, so I can't judge, I guess, but he's supposed to be a rapper. LA Knight just cuts a really good promo on them, and then he wins with the BTQ. It's called, right? I forget what it's called, but it's like that headlock drive.
BFT.
BFT.
Blunt force drama.
Huh?
Blunt force drama.
Oh, that's what it stands for?
BFT, yeah.
Oh, okay. I liked this. It gets LA Knight on the show, so I can't complain about this too much. And I don't know why. It doesn't seem like he's fully a babyface yet, but he has to be a fucking babyface. Because this doesn't make sense if he's still a heel. Like, he's legit not a heel. Like,
it's not. Did you? And the promo itself was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
When he came out and was like, he called Top Dollar Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
And he says, he said something. Oh, he said that B-Fab called Louisiana corny, but every time B-Fab looks at me, she gets a tingling sensation in between her legs, and she's horny.
Oh, it was awesome, yeah.
I was dying. I was like, that's fucking hilarious, dude.
That's awesome. That's off the cuff too. I
was like, wow, Mike, I can't believe he's allowed to even say that. He just goes so horny on live television.
Please push this man. Like, please. Like, this guy deserves a push. Like, he's so over.
And again, the fucking reaction that he got was deafening once again.
Yeah.
I hope to fucking God they live up to their promise and said that he's going to get pushed after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Because if they do not push him after SummerSlam, they are really fucking themselves.
Yeah. Like, we've waited.
Really fucking themselves.
I've waited this. I almost had to stop watching SmackDown because they didn't push this dude. Like
it's getting
good.
It's getting bad
Yeah.
that he's not getting pushed right now.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, I will say this is a heel versus heel match.
I know.
Because on the internal memo, it's Ashanta the Adonis, Top Dollar, B-Fab are heels, and LA Knight's a heel.
But this.
What the fuck?
LA Knight's not a fucking heel, though.
He's just not a heel. It's time to change the internal memo, please.
Yeah. Like.
Because he's not a fucking heel.
If you thought.
No heel comes out to a thunderous reaction of cheers. That's not what a heel is.
Yeah, it's like. This dude needs to be pushed. Like this.
Heel doesn't come out and immediately, like,
Yeah.
blows the roof off the fucking place.
Not even just that. He was cutting a babyface promo on Hit Row. Like.
He's cut a fucking babyface pro over the past month. like, oh yeah, you know what? He's a heel.
He's not a heel. Like.
It makes no sense.
Yeah. I don't get it. This dude needs to be pushed. Like, push the. I think I was gonna say this. Like, there's reports backstage that, like, apparently he rubs people the wrong way backstage. That's not fucking true. You want to know why that? I know that's not true. The guy would not have lasted at Impact Wrestling for 3 years if he rubbed people the wrong way backstage. Come on.
And it's funny too because guess who's a fan of his?
Vince
McMahon.
Yeah. Finally.
Vince McMahon, the guy who made him Max Dupree, loves his work as LA Knight.
It's hilarious.
That to me when I was like, Vince loves him.
Yeah.
Vince loves him. There's no way. That's why I think, like,
he's finally getting pushed.
Even if it's a Triple H show or like a Vince run show, you can't tell the difference because they're both pushing him.
Yeah. Finally.
So it's like I think Vince saw the value in him finally.
I had to say, though, it took Triple H for Vince to finally see the value in him, though. Like.
Yeah, oh, definitely did, because he would have been out of the company by now.
Yeah.
He would have been out of the company last year.
There was a tweet out there that someone said, like, he should be the guy that dethrones Roman Reigns. I wouldn't hate that if he was the guy to dethrone Roman Reigns.
If it's this type of reaction, I'd do it like, obviously not like SummerSlam he's booked, but like Survivor Series.
I would have him win the Rumble, actually, and beat Roman Reigns. Then he has to turn face then if he's beating Roman Reigns for the belt. You don't fucking...
He's going to be a heel still. He's just going to be a heel forever. A heel that does the opposite of what a heel is.
Him and Roman Reigns would be magic on the mic. Him and Paul Heyman would be magic on the mic together, too. Like, those...
Oh, that's just like a fucking... That's like a dream waiting to happen.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
That'd be fucking magic.
And anyhow...
Are you kidding me? Fucking... You don't... Like, that... The amount of work that would be put into that is crazy.
Yeah.
Because, again, Paul would put him over like $1 million.
Roman would.
$1 million.
Roman would, too, actually, ironically enough.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And especially like the days when Roman's aren't there. When Roman's not there.
Yeah.
The promo battle between Heyman and LA Knight would be fucking insane.
To be honest, LA Knight could carry... Roman could just show up on one SmackDown. I think LA Knight could carry that whole program by himself. Like...
Oh, he could. He's basically carrying SmackDown.
If you think about it, like, he carried the Bray Wyatt program by himself, pretty much.
Single-handedly.
Yeah. But anyhow, continuing, Jey Uso's backstage again. He's just sitting around, hanging out. And Adam Pearce comes up and says, like, Grayson Waller demanded a match with them, and the match is going to happen tonight. And Jey Uso's just like, yeet. And Adam Pearce yeets back at him. He just is like, yeet.
I'm laughing at that. I was like, wow. That was like the whitest thing I've ever heard come out of his mouth.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Heat.
What do you think of this?
I was like, wow, he's really hip.
What do you think of this?
Hilarious.
Yeah. Then the Street Profits are backstage with Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley says that he talked to Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. They said they've been impressed with the Street Profits' work, but we got to talk about your outfits. And Montez Ford looks right at Angelo Dawkins, and Angelo Dawkins is like, what, you don't like my outfit? And Bobby Lashley says it's good, but it's not main event level good. And I think he means like main event, like last match on the card, not like the show main event.
Yeah, if it's the show, then that's a problem.
Yeah. But so he brings in some suits, and they get to pick out their suits. So I'm liking the builder blocks of this faction being set up. What did you think of this?
I liked it. I thought it was good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, so it'll be good. Then we had Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Decent match here. Bianca is about to hit the KOD onto Chelsea Green, but Charlotte Flair tags herself in, hits a running big boot on Chelsea Green while Bianca has a weapon for the KOD. And Bianca's upset because Charlotte Flair tagged herself in. So Charlotte Flair just pins her and wins, and that was it. I didn't mind what they did here, but it's more the same, like, why are you jobbing out your tag champions? I'm sick of that. What do you think of this?
It was okay. Yeah. It was okay.
I think it's time to get rid of the women's tag titles. Hasn't been.
Yeah,
it's failed. Then Bayley.
Yeah,
huh?
Yeah, they need to get rid of them.
Yeah. Then Bayley's backstage. Io Sky comes up and wants to know why Bayley left her, but Bayley said that she was just trying to get the valet to get the car and everything like that because she was afraid of Shotzi. She opens up a backpack and sees that Shotzi made like a collage that says, she's coming for Bayley pretty much. And they go to take off. Asuka comes up and basically tells her not to cash in Money in the Bank, but Io Sky says that at SummerSlam she's going to leave as the women's champion, and they kind of take off. So I liked this. Sets up some really good stuff. So what'd you think of this?
I liked it. It's setting up some nice stuff for the future for sure. I like it a lot.
Yeah, good stuff. And yeah, something tells me like I think not Shotzi. Io's gonna try to cash it at SummerSlam, and this is where Shotzi will show up on TV for the first time and like cause that. Which I think that would be stupid if that happened. I feel like I don't mind Io Sky not cashing it at SummerSlam, but it shouldn't be because Shotzi cost her. It should just be fucking that it just doesn't happen type of thing. Just because that's stupid.
Yes.
I think the reason they're doing this stuff now with like Shotzi, like where she's creeping on Bayley this way, it's because Bayley can't take a bump at the moment. Like I think Shotzi would have come back by now if Bayley wasn't hurt. Do you agree with that? Do you think they were going to do this anyways?
Yeah, I think Bayley has to be there. I think it's more of a Bayley thing than a Neo thing.
I'm just saying, do you think like Shotzi would have come back? Like they wouldn't be doing this thing where she's like playing mind games with Bayley because Bayley's hurt, so they have to kind of make do with what they have.
Yeah, if Bayley wasn't like hurt or anything like that, like because the feud is mainly Bayley.
Yeah.
Versus Shotzi, so it's I think they're just like biding their time until Bayley comes back.
They announced a SummerSlam Battle Royal going to happen at SummerSlam. Obviously, what else was it going to happen? Yeah, so that'll be interesting. I think a lot of the top guys will be in it. I kind of hope they don't just use this match to throw like all of the everybody at once in the Battle Royal. Just put the top guys in it that wouldn't have a spot at SummerSlam anyways. I'm kind of hoping they're just doing this just to give LA Knight a spot on the show. If that's why they're doing this Battle Royal, then I'm okay with it. But because
he has to win it.
Yeah, if he doesn't win it, then that's just stupid. But backstage, Adam Pearce is on the phone with somebody. We don't know who it is, but he's excited about the Battle Royal. He's going to announce the competitors for it next week. I don't know when he said he would announce them on Raw or SmackDown, but I guarantee he will not announce the competitors. It's going to be one of those things where everyone's just going to announce themselves on the Battle Royal. He's not going to announce anything. I think he's just saying that to keep the higher ups happy. LA Knight comes up and he wants to know why he's not in the United States title match. He thinks that if the United States title match had happened, if he won it, it would have been at SummerSlam. And you know what the funny thing is? He's fucking right. And then Sheamus comes up and says that, he doesn't need to cut promos like he does. All they talk about is banners. and Adam Pearce cuts him off. He says that next week he's going to make a match between LA Knight and Sheamus, and he also puts them in the SummerSlam Battle Royal. So, I like this segment here. Sheamus does the and it's really good. What'd you think of this?
Surprising.
Yeah, it's good.
It was good. I liked it.
Then we had Grayson Waller backstage. He gets interviewed and talks about how he's going to defeat Jey Uso because he's so occupied with Roman Reigns that he's not laser focused on Grayson Waller. What'd you think of this?
It was good. For sure.
Then we have the worst thing in the whole show, fucking Karrion Kross versus Carl Anderson. Backstage, Carl Anderson tells the OC that he wants to do this on his own. And it's the exact match I thought was going to happen, too. Carl Anderson gets all this offense in the beginning, and then all of a sudden, Scarlett interferes. Karrion Kross kicks him in the back of the knee, and then he hits all his moves, and he hits the final play for the win. And afterwards, he locks him in the cross jacket. And the OC went out and Karrion Kross escaped before they can get to him. This is fucking awful. So fucking predictable. What a terrible utilization of Carl Anderson. There was no reason he should have got jobbed out like this. I get they were trying to build back Karrion Kross, but there's no reason they couldn't have had like a legitimate match here. This is fucking terrible. Karrion Kross is not money right now. This is awful. End this feud with AJ Styles and Karrion Kross. It's terrible. What do you think of this?
Just horrific. That's what you do with Carl Anderson?
Yeah.
After he gets jumped, you have him dominate the first part of the match, and then he just loses like that, like in a split second.
By the way, it's the type of match you hate where the babyface gets all this offense and then the heel just comes back and wins out of nowhere. That's it. You hate this type of match. I know you. You'd hate this match.
Fucking worst. It's the worst. Like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
As soon as I saw the match, I was like, okay, Carl Anderson's losing.
Yeah.
I was like, that's 100% what that means.
I would have complained if
Anderson's losing this match.
Yeah, I would have complained if he lost, but he didn't even put up he got jobbed. Like you couldn't give him a legitimate chance against him.
It was just stupid. I hated every bit of it. Yeah. I was like, what am I wasting my time for? Like, this is stupid.
Then the Bloodline are backstage. They watch Jay come out and make his entrance, and it leads to Jey Uso versus Grayson Waller. Really good stuff here. During the match, Roman Reigns comes out, and Roman, Solo, and Paul Heyman watch the match ringside, and eventually Jey Uso wins with a super kick followed by a spear followed by a splash. Afterwards, Solo Sikoa attacks Jey Uso from behind. He fights him off, hits a super kick onto him, and then Roman is about to attack him, but Jey lays him out with the spear. He goes for the splash, but Solo interferes, and they attack Jey twice. They hit the Samoan Spike spear combination onto him, and they stand over him with the title. I liked this. The match between Jey Uso and Grayson Waller was good. A big thing that happened I don't want to ignore is that Grayson Waller teased as if he was going to go for the People's Elbow, which I think is really good for two reasons. One, because they're teasing the Grayson Waller walk confrontation, and two, I like the fact that he did it here because it's part of that Bloodline saga too that's going on. So,
loved it.
And I like this a lot. I thought Jey looked really strong. And I like the fact that it tells that storyline that without Solo, Roman can't get the advantage over Jey, because that's the only reason that he does. And I think Roman had to stand tall this week because it's pretty obvious Jey's not going to win the belt. And I think if Roman gets laid out again, it's going to be it would make the SummerSlam match way more predictable than it's always going to be. So I think Roman. I think Roman needed to. I mean, Jey laid him out and he was going to lay him out with the splash anyway. So I don't think. And Jey's been laying him out the past few weeks, so I don't think Jey looks bad by getting laid out here. So.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't look bad. I mean, Jey's been kicking ass the last few weeks.
Yeah.
In terms of he's been dominating his family.
Yeah.
It was time for him to get an ass kicking.
Yeah. What'd you think of this?
I liked it. I really did like it a lot. I liked the Grayson Waller People's Elbow thing, and I liked that too at the end.
SmackDown's a B+. It was gonna be an A minus, but that Carl Anderson match just fucking pissed me off. I'm fucking done. I'm done with that. What'd you think?
Yeah, give it a B
Oh wow,
based on that.
I'll piss you off more.
Yeah, it did because that's the best utilization you can do for Carl Anderson.
Yeah,
Why'd you ever sign them then?
yeah,
If you're just gonna have him fucking job out to fucking Karrion Kross,
I know.
the fuck you doing?
Then we had Level Up. That took place on July 29th, 2023. We had the commentary team of Byron Saxon and Blake Howard. We had Damon Kemp versus Ike Manjiro. That was decent. Damon Kemp won. I'm happy about that. Carmen Petrovic, I think that's how you say that, gets interviewed. She talks about how she's, been in Europe. She's dealt with all these hard times. She's seen more hard time things than a lot of people have been, and she's going to use that for a WWE career. The typical interview that, she's not even a foreign heel, but, someone who's seen all these hard times, you expect them to cut in the business. And she faced Ivy Nile. She looked pretty good against Ivy Nile. I thought she held herself pretty well. I think her karate background is going to help her a lot in the industry. But Ivy Nile won with the Dragon Sleeper. It'd be nice if Ivy Nile could get fucking pushed though. That'd be great. And then
that'd be nice.
Duke Hudson beat Luca Crucifino. Just beat him. I'm happy about that. Duke Hudson's good and I like him. Luca Crucifino doesn't come out to the People's Court theme song anymore. So there you go. I get why, obviously, because that's fucking copyright. He can't be coming out to that all the time. So Level Up was okay. I'll give that a C, just because I like the Damon Kemp Ike Manjiro match and I like seeing Duke Hudson whoop ass. So let's do some predictions. We're gonna start with NXT The Great American Bash because that makes sense. Let me get the card up. You have to go first because you're the champion.
What if I don't want to go first?
You don't have a choice. So.
What if I want to go last?
Then you'd win because you'd just pick all the same. I'm not gonna pull a Steve Coakley and pick all the same picks, and do that. So.
What if I wanted to go third?
I don't think that's possible. And we're gonna add a stipulation this time. Because I don't want to fucking lose on a tiebreaker this time. If there's a tie, we will carry these points over to SummerSlam. But yeah. Let's get started.
Yeah, I like that too. These will be added to the SummerSlam. Actually, yeah. Or do you just want to count the points in total?
We'll count
between these two shows.
We'll count the points in total because I'm not having a 1 week title reign if I win. So.
Yeah, we'll do this and we'll do predictions for SummerSlam, and then these will be just added up as a total score.
Alright, so let's start. We have the kickoff, or the pre-show it says here. It's 8-person mixed tag match. It's Dragon Lee, Nathan Frazier, Yulisa Leon, and Valentina Veloz versus the Metaphor. Who's winning that?
I'm gonna go with Dragon Lee's team.
And who takes the pin? Because that's a tiebreaker. So.
Aura Mensa.
I'm gonna pick the same thing. Because there's, for the reasons we said, and then after this, Dragon Lee should just be out of this. It's done. See you later.
Yeah, he needs to get the win. That's why I picked it, because I want him to be the one that gets the fucking pin. Yeah. Takes the one that gets the pin.
And then we have the triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. It's Dirty Dominic Mysterio defending against Wes Lee and Mustafa Ali. Who's winning and who takes the pin?
Quote unquote Dirty Dominic Mysterio is gonna win, and I think Ali eats the pin.
Okay, I picked the same thing. Then we have
because it honestly makes the most sense because I know Dom pinned Wesley 2 weeks ago to win the title, but for him to get pinned again just doesn't.
I think they could do it again when Wesley does all the work too, and Dominic Mysterio sneaks a win. And
yeah, that's why I think that he's the pin guy in that match, Ali.
Then we have a submission match for the NXT Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton defending against Thea Hale.
Tiffany Stratton, clearly obvious.
You know my rule though. I even though it's obvious, any title match I said Tiffany Stratton's in, I'm picking her to lose, so I'm picking Thea Hale to win because fuck Tiffany Stratton. So There you go.
Is that the one that we have different?
Yeah, that's the one. Well, we might have another one different. So then we have
Right now, that's the only one that's different.
That's the only ones that's different. So we have Gallus defending the NXT Tag Team titles against the Family.
I think the Family's going to win. I think Wolfgang's going to eat the pin.
Okay, let me see. I'm trying to think. You know what? I think Sean's gonna get stupid here. I think Gallus is gonna win, and I think Stacks is gonna eat the pin. I could totally see Shawn Michaels building them up just for them to fucking lose. And
Interesting.
I think that may happen. So, because that's Shawn Michaels' booking. He likes doing that stuff sometimes. So
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't totally rule that out either.
Yeah. Then we have Gable Stevenson versus Baron Corbin. This is kind of a tough one to pick.
I'm gonna go Gable. I'm gonna go Gable winning.
Yeah, I think I have to go Gable because it's going to be really weird. He's set to compete in the Olympics. It would be kind of weird if they sent it. I mean, that's not for like a year, but that'd be kind of weird if like the Big Thin, they've hyped his debut for so long if he lost. It's just going to be tough because Baron Corbin, this is like his first match, like I said, post gimmick. So we'll see. Then we have the Weapons Wild match. It's Roxanne Perez versus Blair Davenport.
This is tough.
Yeah, they both need the.
I'm gonna say Blair Davenport. It sucks too because I do want Roxanne to win, but I think just based on the interaction this week, I think it's gonna be Blair Davenport winning.
I think it's gonna be Roxanne Perez. I think we're gonna give her the win in her hometown. So we might actually make this because I feel like I'm not gonna fuck. You know what? I'll take a 1 week wait. Let's take this for the belt because I think I may win this. So Carmelo Hayes defending the NXT title against Ilya Dragunov. I think that's Carmelo Hayes. Oh fuck! No, yeah, there you go. I just fucked that up. Who you picking? I wonder who you're picking. I just said my pick.
Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah. At least that's one pick. I didn't do the whole fucking picks. So let's see what's announced for Raw and SmackDown for. I think nothing's announced for NXT right now. So
I have no idea if they even hyped up anything on social media.
They definitely did. I think they did. I'm looking. I'm checking. I know they announced something. Oh, Brock Lesnar's returning. Please announce the stipulation, please. Just please. Logan Paul's gone in for Ricochet. I don't know what's going to happen there. There is another match announced. I know there's a match announced. I forget what it is. Yeah, let me think. I'm gonna see if it comes to me. No tag title match. There's definitely a match announced for next week. I'm trying to remember what it was. Nothing announced on Judgment Day side of things. No women's tag title match announced.
There's like nothing that's
I remember there was something announced for Raw. It was like a match or something, but I don't remember what it was. Oh well. For SmackDown, I know that next week, I knew the match a second ago too. What was it? I forget. Damn, that was a fail. That's a struggle.
I don't even remember what it is either.
I just saw SmackDown today too, so it's like, oh, LA Knight versus Sheamus. Who's winning that match? I hope LA Knight, but it's probably gonna be Sheamus. But
LA Knight, I think, is gonna win.
Yeah. He'll be a heel somehow, even though he's not a heel. So, there you go.
He's gonna beat the Lobster Head.
Yeah, I hope he comes out to that theme song for 1 week. We have some new stuff to break down. A lot of new stuff. Brandy Rhodes is retired as an in-ring performer. I mean, for now, anyway. She could get the itch to come back, but I feel like that was kind of
She's done.
Huh?
She's done.
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of obvious she was retired. She hadn't done anything in the ring, and I feel like if she was going to come back, she would have come back by now, but I'm cool with her being done. What do you think about that, though? That's pretty big news.
It's interesting now. She's gonna because she has a lot of side things going on top of obviously being a mom.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of side projects going on, and wrestling's just not a thing. Not like a thing for her anymore. It's just like taking a backseat to the side projects that are taking more precedent now.
Yeah, definitely. And then we know NXT is going to have another event. September 30th will be NXT No Mercy. That'll be a good one. I'm excited that the No Mercy name's coming back. What about that?
Yeah, I like that a lot. It hasn't been a pay-per-view since like
2018.
2018, I think it was.
Or was it 20? No, it might have been 2017 because I think the last one was when Brock fought Braun in the main event. I don't think they did one in 2018, to my knowledge.
Yeah, it was 20. Yeah, it was. Now, yeah, that's 2017.
Yeah. We will announce this. We were supposed to do an NXT related retro, but shit got in the way, so we're just gonna do the NXT retro when No Mercy comes around because shit just got in the way this week. Let's see what else is breaking news too.
I saw this morning, and I thought it was a fucking joke. Apparently, Vince McMahon had spinal surgery.
Yeah.
That's I saw that and I was like, that's someone made that up because I saw like on my Facebook, like I scrolled down, it was just like someone like took a screenshot of like a tweet, and I was like, oh, that's a fucking fake tweet. You can go online and make fake tweets and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's fake. And then I saw like on Twitter, like Sean Ross Sapp talked about it, and then TMZ posted about it, and I was like, oh shit, this actually really happened.
Yeah.
It was like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, there was no reports about it or anything like that.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, let's hope he gets well soon. I hate to say this, but a good thing is because he's dealing with this, he's not going to be making any corrections. At least I hope so, anyways, for the next few weeks.
Yeah, he's going to be out for quite a while.
So,
we don't know the severity of it. We don't know what the surgery was for.
Yeah.
Spinal surgery is fucking scary. Like, that's like, I don't know what the hell happened to him. Like, did he have a fall or something? Like, I have no idea.
Yeah. But I think that, I hope he gets well soon. But I do hope this spinal surgery does lead to him not getting involved at all in the shows. And the good thing is if it's just Triple H to show for a bit, maybe the Endeavor people and stuff will be kind of happy just working with Triple H and having Vince completely out of the picture. So, we'll see. But, let's see. WWE was in Mexico last week. I don't think we broke this news because it didn't happen at the time. They did the best house show numbers in Mexico, and the merchandise sales were like the best ever. So that's awesome. WWE is just doing really well in that department. So anything you want to say about that?
It was great. The numbers were fantastic. The best in company history, which is amazing. There was a lighthearted scene that I really liked. Santos was doing an interview segment with the crowd and whatnot. They were at ringside, and a kid got like really emotional and really choked up. And he started to cry. And Santos went over to the kid, picked him up, brought him over the barricade, and put him and sat him down right next to him and like comforted him.
Yeah,
I was like, that's fucking awesome. I'm like, that's the type of shit that I love to see.
I hope
like that guy's fucking the man. I fucking love Santos.
I hope this leads to like them doing like a premium live event in Mexico. So I think that would be awesome.
Love that.
So they haven't been to. I don't think they've done a TV show in Mexico. I think didn't they do a SmackDown in Mexico in 2011? So.
Yeah, I was gonna say they haven't been to Mexico City in forever.
Yeah, so
forever. I mean, they've done live events over the years in Mexico City.
Yeah,
but they have not done a live episode there in like a decade.
Yeah, I think the main reason it probably drew really well too is because Roman Reigns defended his title against Ray, and that probably drew.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, because how often you get to see Roman Reigns wrestle at a live event? That doesn't happen very often. So
you also get to see. The Mexican audience gets to see Rey Mysterio too.
Yeah, so
that was big. That was a big selling point.
Yeah.
For that show.
And then WWE, they reported, I think at some point next year, is going to a Raw in Puerto Rico. Have they ever done like a TV show in Puerto Rico? Because I think they've just done PLEs / pay-per-views, right? I don't think they've done a TV.
I don't think they've done a Raw or anything like that, because I know they've done like SmackDown and Raw in Japan. That's about the only thing that I know, like, of them doing a live show like that, and obviously the UK. But I've not seen one in Puerto Rico before, so that's pretty interesting.
That'll be awesome. And then, go ahead.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh. And then there was I'm trying to think if there was something else. Let's see, we covered the NXT stuff. Brian Pillman Jr. might be signing because he had to pull out of an indie show because he says he has a really big opportunity coming up. And I think that, and with him being at the PC, that must mean he's signing with WWE. I think we talked about this. We don't need to mention it, but I'm hoping that's the case because that's going to be great news if he signs.
Yeah, I don't think it's pen to paper yet, but I think it's close.
Yeah, and I think that's why he's pulling out of all these shows at the moment.
Yeah, because it was also reported too that he will be in Florida by the end of August.
So, yeah, that's going to be happy stuff.
That's big. That's big. I love it for many reasons. This could be a huge thing for him. Obviously, the name says it all. The son of the legendary Brian Pillman.
Yeah.
He didn't really get used to his potential at all in AEW. They just kept pushing him down the card. Eventually into a tag team with Griff Garrison that wasn't terrible by any stretch of the imagination. Pretty good, pretty decent tag team. They just never got used to their full potential as the Varsity Blondes.
Do you remember they got squashed by the Acclaimed? No, it wasn't even the Acclaimed. They got squashed by the Guns, I think it was, like randomly for no reason.
The Gun, or the House of Black.
Yeah.
Too, in under a minute.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, this is what you're fucking doing? I've wanted him to go to WWE for the last year.
Yeah.
And I didn't know when his contract is up, or even more, like a year and a half. And I was like, he needs to go to WWE because they'll take advantage of the name.
Yeah.
Like, he's a fucking legend. Like, Vince loved Brian Pillman. Like, and Vince basically, Brian's mom stole the fucking money to use it on drugs, but he tried to compensate the family for the loss of Brian Pillman. And, it's a nice fucking story to see his son in WWE.
Yeah.
After all years. I was kind of hoping that when he left MLW years ago that he would make the jump to WWE. I don't know the level of interest then with him after he left MLW, or it was in the process of leaving because he was not signed right away. But I thought the WWE would have big interest because, again, it's Brian Pillman's kid. But, it didn't happen then, but I'm happy it's happening now.
Yeah. I still can't believe, because if he was in WWE, when that Dark Side of the Ring episode came out, they would have totally took advantage, because that's the only time AEW pushed him, right? When that episode, I think it was the week that episode came out, they gave him a 1 week push and then nothing after that.
I think it was against Max, too.
Yeah, so.
In Cincinnati.
So yeah, that's that. I'm trying to think if there's any more. This is last week news, but we forgot to cover it. Nick Aldis may be WWE bound fairly soon. He finished up his stuff in Impact after Slammiversary. The rumor he'll just be a producer backstage. I kind of hope that's not the case. He kind of gets into that ring and wrestles just because I think he can do more than just be a agent backstage. But how crazy is it that fucking Nick Aldis is gonna be in like 2 major companies pretty much in the span of a year? Like, the dude wouldn't even leave NWA, and it took Billy Corgan getting that sick in that ship. Like, that's gonna be that has to be Billy Corgan's biggest mistake, is letting Nick Aldis fucking go and get into the NWA to the shape where Nick Aldis didn't even want to be there anymore.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah,
I mean, if he goes there to be a producer, his career's probably over at that point.
Yeah.
But because he's getting up there, he's about 37 years old now. But if he's there to wrestle or produce, either way, I think he'd be a huge asset for that company.
Yeah, I think so.
Because there's a lot of people backstage that aren't wrestling anymore, like P.D. Williams and Abyss and whatnot. Like, I feel like if he goes there, that's just going to add another one of those fucking big names that's there to help run the show there in WWE.
Yeah. And again, I would like to see him as a wrestler. I mean, he could be a great opponent for Cody Rhodes when he comes in and stuff like that. Because they still have to have their third match. They haven't had their third match yet.
I mean, you could have for like and do the wrestling thing for like a year or so, and have that match be in there, and then have him. Or if he wants to, he can. Or if he, who knows? Like he could do both at the same time.
Yeah,
he can produce and wrestle at the same time. And if he, if he doesn't want to wrestle anymore, he still has a job in WWE as a producer.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm happy about this. And then I think that's everything. Nothing else I can really think of that we need to cover. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm probably gonna forget something. Like there's probably some news that came out that I completely forgot about, and then I'm just gonna, remember it later.
If something comes out, we'll push it up till next week.
Yeah. That's it. Is there anything you want to plug or promote?
Got a hectic couple of weeks coming up here in the wrestling world with Great American Bash coming up on Sunday. Tomorrow, actually, for us. SummerSlam coming up, too. A couple of big AEW pay-per-views coming up within the next month.
Cody Rhodes' documentary comes out Monday.
Exactly. I think I'm going to watch it Monday, too.
I'm going to try, yeah.
That's fucking sick. I can't wait for that. We're going to end up reviewing it at some point within the next few weeks.
Yes.
But yeah, this is a big like month here for wrestling in general. As much as I hate to plug them, like, hey, fucking, if you watch AEW and you enjoy it, there's a big fucking all in, all out. They're in London.
Yeah.
Fucking huge. Like, go for it. Watch it. Enjoy it if you like it. But yeah, that's a big. This is like a big like month coming up for wrestling.
I know.
It's been a big couple of months.
Yeah.
Really, since Monday. In London, and now they're going to be at Wembley. But yeah, just watch it, enjoy it, like it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Tell your friends about it. Tell your enemies about it.
Tell everyone about it. Wrestling's in a hot period right now.
I mean,
Roosh. We forgot about Roosh re-signing with AEW.
Yeah, I guess that I wasn't gonna mention that because that's AEW news, but yeah, Roosh.
Yeah, but WWE had interest in him, and apparently the money they were giving out was insane, and WWE couldn't match it. So
yeah, I can't blame Roosh, I guess, but
he's financially secure now. It's probably like a 5-year deal or something like that.
I just hope AEW uses him better now. So, we'll see though. But yeah, that's everything. Yeah, like I said, we have a lot of big things coming up. We have some videos coming up. This is in the works, not official yet, since AEW Dynamite's celebrating its 200th episode. Potentially, there might be an AEW Dynamite retro coming up with Noah and I. That just depends on Noah's schedule if he can make it work. Because that dude just is the hardest working man in the business. So, if he can't do it, I'm not going to force him to do it. And then, we have some SummerSlam retros coming up. You and I will be doing SummerSlam 2017. And SummerSlam 2005 will be done by James and I. We'll be having another WWE Aftershock. We were going to do an extra, but I don't think we can fit it in just because it's a hectic week and there's no sense of doing an extra. We might just have to do a big, long WWE Aftershock the same day as SummerSlam, which we'll try to figure that out. And then, on the Talkinator, there'll be some stuff there. There will be an AJ Talks episode coming up. If you want to know why the movie La Strada didn't happen, it's a long story. It will happen. It's just we had some technical difficulties, so we have to push it off now. But that's pretty much it, guys. And since this is being recorded in the past, we will talk to you guys in the future.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as WWE content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.